gridiron sport, but the idea is always the same. And it's always been the same at the college level, whether it's big time or small time. So this afternoon, we offer a different view of a truly great American sport as we welcome you to the campus of Occidental College in Los Angeles, California.
The spirit's high. We're high. This should have been done a long time ago. Forget the pros. We're the people that play the game.
So sit back, relax, enjoy your Sunday afternoon at Occidental College.
On CBS!
CBS Sports presents NCAA football. University of San Diego versus Occidental.
And welcome to Patterson Field at Occidental College in Los Angeles, California on a beautiful afternoon. And welcome to Division III football. As you look at some of the fans looking at themselves on television, did they ever expect that would happen? As the Occidental Tigers play host to the University of San Diego Toreros. And hello, everyone. I'm Dick Stockton along with Hank Stram. And believe me, we are glad to be here. This is a refreshing experience for both of us. I'm sure it brings back a lot of memories for Coach Hank Stram as well. And for these kids, perhaps a once-in-a-lifetime experience to perform because they want to play football. They're in for the academics to perform on national television. And we have a keen rivalry here, Hank. We have Occidental with a record of 1-2, San Diego with a record of 3-0, but they have really had some tough fights in the past. How do you look at the game?
Dick, it's been said many, many times that football, baseball, but all games are played by little boys with big bodies. And there's a lot of little boy in all these players here this afternoon. We watched them practice. They're here because they love to play football. It's football in its purest sense. They're going to have a lot of fun. They're here to get an education. They're here to win the game this afternoon. It's going to be exciting. They throw the ball a lot. It's like a fast break offense, really. So it'll be a lot of excitement, a lot of fun, and we're going to enjoy it tremendously, and we hope all of you do too.
So sit back and enjoy the game. We'll tell you who the coaches are. University of San Diego is a cheerleader and a very fine coach. Bill Williams in his 7th year as head coach at the University of San Diego. And for Occidental, in his first year head coach, Dale Wiedoff, and he has been here for 3 years. So those are the head coaches, and we will come back and you will meet the teams here at Patterson Field in Los Angeles as we'll be back with Division III football in just a moment.
There's a lot you can have with a new Subaru station wagon, like great mileage, front-wheel drive, or on-demand four-wheel drive, power windows, tilt steering wheel, power steering. In fact, it's so packed with value that our station wagon can be a very involving experience. Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way.
We're Eastern.
Hey, Taylor, Flight 90 to Atlanta again, right? Go get 'em.
Working your way across country, huh? How about lunch at your desk?
Yeah. Helping America get down to business is one way Eastern earns its wings. For 3 years in a row now, we've flown more passengers than any other airline in the free world. Give us a try on your way to work.
Sir, have a good presentation.
And we are back at Patterson Field in Los Angeles, the University of San Diego against Occidental. And here they come, the University of San Diego Toreros, and leading the way is their very fine quarterback, Eric Sweet, number 7. As we said, the University of San Diego is 3-0, and Eric Sweet is 7-0 as a starting quarterback for his team.
Yeah, he's from Logansport, Indy. Had a nice visit with him yesterday and day before at practice. He really kind of dreamed of going to Notre Dame or Purdue or Indiana, but wound up going to a junior college and was an excellent baseball player in conjunction with it.
And here's the home team, the Occidental College Tigers, led by their quarterback, Dan Osborne, and there you see Dale Wiedoff, the head coach. They're 1-2, and Dan Osborne, who has thrown 3 touchdown passes this year, and we'll see a lot of the second stringer, too, of Monterosso, but here's Osborne.
Yeah, they like him very much. They fits his style very much. They throw the ball an awful lot from the pocket, but he's a good athlete and moves well, too, in conjunction with the pocket passing that he likes to use.
So here we are as you look at Bill Williams, the head coach, and we have a lot of banners today. Williams in his 7th year. He's 32 years old. Wiedolf is 29, and the entire coaching staffs of both of these schools are in their 20s or early 30s.
And both head coaches have defensive backgrounds, both of whom have been defensive coordinators for their respective schools before they came here to become head coaches.
All right, and the captain's going to the center of the field now. For San Diego, Eric Sweet, Don Garcia, number 47, Bill Thomas, number 81, and along with them, number 73, Craig Beaver. And for Occidental, Ron Scott, number 36, Eric Raff, number 50, and John Carroll, number 78. We'll tell you about all those gentlemen. Referee is Norm Faruqi of South Laguna.
The umpire, Al Torrey, who works for Southern California Edison in West Covina. The headline
turn and face respective goals, please. Okay. Oxy wins the toss. They're going to receive down here. Good luck, guys.
Occidental has won the toss. They have elected to receive. And we'll be back for the opening kickoff between Occidental and the University of San Diego in a moment.
Introducing the incredible flexible fabric bandage.
When you have to move like this, you need a bandage that moves with you.
New flexible fabric bandage is made of a breathable, elastic fabric. So it flexes when you flex and stretches when you stretch.
When you have to move like this, you need a bandage that moves with you.
Try new flexible fabric bandage from Band-Aid brand. It moves with you, so it stays with you.
I'm a firefighter. You get greasy, grimy. I'm shampooing 2-3 times a day. And I'm kind of worried about that. I have to have a shampoo that's gentle. So I use my daughter's Johnson's baby shampoo. There's a big difference.
No other shampoo has Johnson's unique formula. It combines thorough cleaning with extra gentleness.
Johnson's gets my hair very clean in a very gentle way. It even makes my hair feel better. And Johnson's is gentle enough to use every day. Proof's right here.
As we mentioned, we have a beautiful day here in Southern California. Temperature 76 degrees. The wind hardly any at all. And a clear forecast. And you're looking at the kicker. That's Bob Losey. Team came up by bus this morning, and he missed the bus. He's playing anyway, and he's going to be kicking off. And deep for Occidental will be Norm Stolzberg and Craig Pinkner. There is Pinkner, who is a wide receiver. He is a sophomore, and Norm Stolzberg, a senior, with him. And we're underway, Division III football. And it's Craig Pinkner inside the 5-yard line. About the 23 by Stephen Bogard. So Occidental going on offense for the first time. Dan Osborne, the quarterback you've seen here. Vance Mueller and Jeff Bogart, the running backs. John Finstune and Craig Roth are the outside men. The offensive line, Norm Stolzberg, the tight end. Tom Askey, Dennis Murphy, John Crowley, Charlie Gillen, and John Carroll. What can we expect offensively from this team, Hank?
I think the first play of the game, they're going to just run right at the defense to see how they're going to respond to a man in motion, possibly, and get the butterflies out of their system, then kind of go from there. We'll see a lot of action.
1st and 10 in motion is the tight end Stolzberg, and carrying up the middle is Jeff Bogart, the fullback, who gets a couple of yards, and Marvin Castillo and Fitzhugh Dinkins makes the stop. And talking about them up front, they have a lot of talent there. Tracy Davis, Fitzhugh Dinkins, Marvin Castillo, Lance Stevenson, and Ray Stuberg are the top front 5. Bill Thomas and John Noonan, the linebackers. And the rover is Greg Stein, Jerry Schmidt, and Tony Johnson, the cornerback, and Chip Jarvis, the free safety. Gain of about 4. Call it 2nd and 6 now. It's a multiple offense team. Stolzberg again in motion. He's the tight end. And a play action pass. Osborne's pass is complete to Vance Mueller, the running back, who is close to a first down at the 35-yard line before linebacker Bill Thomas makes the stop. Vance Mueller, a 6-foot, 190-pound freshman from Jackson, California.
I think the Occidental team feels that they can work on the linebackers of the University of San Diego. This is exactly what they do here. They hit the guy in the flat. Talking about Vance Mueller, picks up a high possession kind of a pass and makes the first down. 1st and 10 for Occidental.
2 wide receivers out to the right. Stolzberg, the tight end, winds up to the left hash mark. In motion comes John Finstune, back to throw. And with enough time, Osborne's pass is incomplete. It was intended for Vance Mueller, the running back, and Greg Stein was defending on the play. So, as what Hank said at the outset, we can expect an aerial game right from the start today, Henry.
It'll be like a basketball game on grass, really, Dick, because both teams throw the ball. I have seen more offensive formations in the 2 days I watched these two teams play than I did in the first 5 years of the National Football League when we first started coaching. That's really true. They do everything in the book, and they're really fun and exciting to watch.
It's got to be great for you, a Super Bowl coach at Kansas City, to come back and watch these practices. We'll find out more of your thoughts later. 2nd and 10. The ball at the 35-yard line. In motion is Vance Mueller, and they're right about the multiple. There's Jeff Bogert, the fullback, who gets to the 41-yard line, and a good 5-yard pickup. Greg Stein makes the stop. So Jeff Bogert, a senior from Apple Valley, California, who is the leading rusher with 88 yards coming into this game for Occidental.
You know, the other thing, Dick, that we can look for is that the offensive center, John Crawley, is only 6 foot 188, and he's blocking on Marvin Castillo, who is 6'1" and 258, and they did a good job of making movement there in the first play up the middle.
There's no question that San Diego outweighs many of the alignment, both on offense and defense, for Occidental, but they've done pretty well so far. Here's Jeff Goldstein, who's got good speed, and Goldstein may have another first down for Occidental. Tony Johnson and Craig Carlisle make the stop. So our first look at the 5'10", 199-pound freshman from Coral Gables, Goldstein, who scored a touchdown and is the only touchdown rushing for the Tigers this year.
You know, that time the guard, Dennis Murphy, number 60, really did a great job of pulling and blocking a linebacker on the outside. Really did a super job on the play.
1st and 10. Occidental mixing their plays well. 1st and 10 just beyond the 45.
They like to throw the ball about 60% of the time on 1st and 10.
Here's Goldstein trying to go outside, and Goldstein is hit immediately and stopped by John Noonan, the linebacker. There's Noonan, who's a senior from Detroit, Michigan. Most of the players on both teams are from the state of California, or at least from the Pacific Coast. Noonan, one of the exceptions.
You know, the University of San Diego really is about 40 or 50 pounds heavier in the defensive and offensive line than Occidental is. To be interested to see how they move the ball, and so far they're doing an excellent job.
2nd and 7. The ball short of midfield at the 48. 2 wide receivers out to the left, and in motion is Pinkner. Pass up the middle is incomplete. It was intended for Craig Pinkner, and Tony Johnson was defending on the play, and the enthusiastic but small crowd here thought there might have been pass interference on that one. The quarterback is the punter on this team, Dan Osborne, and the same could be said for Eric Sweet, the quarterback for the University of San Diego. But it's 3rd and 7.
The University of San Diego uses a lot of man-for-man coverage, and that's why right now, early part of the game, Occidental is trying to use a lot of crossing patterns and make people cover a long way, all the way across the field.
Vance Mueller, the lone setback. In motion, Jeff Bogert. 3rd and 7. He has good protection, does Osborne. And Osborne finds Mueller, the running back, for the first down in San Diego territory at the 39. A nice play and good production.
That was man-for-man coverage again. There you see the quarterback go back into the pocket. Osborne, Mueller is coming across on a crossing pattern. There you see it. The ball is thrown a little bit behind the receiver. It looked like it could have gone either way to Finstue or Mueller. Either one of them could have made the catch.
And a 14-yard pickup, first down. They go to Bogert, the fullback, who's 209 pounds, and he's hit immediately by Castillo, the nose guard, and Lance Stevenson, the right tackle. So far, you know, yesterday when we were talking to the coaches, and the San Diego team, of course, has almost doubled the personnel of Occidental, but he says, you know, we think we may have them out-coached and out-prepared.
The other thing they said was that they played against Cal Lutheran, who was a much larger team than this one. And I said, well, fine, but how did you do? He said, well, we lost the game 16-34.
And there's a pass intended for Finstue, and it's no good, out of bounds, incomplete. Greg Stein defending on the play. objective to these teams. The University of San Diego is coming off their best year in history at 9-1. At one time, they were ranked 7th in the NCAA Division III polls. Occidental, they haven't won many in recent years. They were 3-7 last year, and they've had a lot of coaching changes throughout the last few seasons.
And we must add that Dale Wiedoff is here for the first year. This is his first year of coaching at Occidental.
Going out wide left is Jeff Goldstein. 3rd and 8 now. The ball at the 37-yard line. We watch the rover in motion, Craig Carlisle. Moving back now is Goldstein. Deep drop and pressure put on by Lance Stevenson. And the pass is incomplete. Schmidt defending on the play. So we have a 4th down, and a penalty marker is down.
At the same time. On the white? Okay, on the white. Blue captain.
Illegal procedure called against Occidental. There's Wiedoff, the head coach for Occidental. He's 29 years old, was 2 years a defensive coordinator before getting the head coaching spot.
You had to be impressed with how impressed he is with being able to coach in this league. He loves it, doesn't he? He doesn't have to worry about the recruiting. He coaches, doesn't have to teach anything, and he likes this relationship very, very much.
And, neither of the coaches are really, really dying to get up to the higher levels, are they?
No, they're not. They're very happy and very satisfied with the responsibilities they enjoy with their respective schools.
Dan Osborne has punted for 40.5 yards this season. Phil Spencer, number 21, is a single safety back at about the 10-yard line. And a punt just about barely got it off. A fair catch called for, and a great Occidental kick, and it's down right there by Ron Scott. So Occidental has looked awfully good. They have to be an underdog coming into this game. A 36-yard punt, and San Diego will go on offense for the first time when we come back to Los Angeles in just a moment.
My little girl's inside. I couldn't reach her. We'll get her out.
Smoke is a killer. Most home fire deaths are caused by smoke and gases, not flames. Learn to stay low where the air is better, like firefighters do. Crawling could save your life.
Angela!
Learn how to prevent home fires and survive in an emergency in the Fire Safety Book, free from participating Shell dealers. Come to Shell for answers.
Search presents The Encounter. You never know when you're going to wind up face-to-face with someone. With Search, you're always ready.
I think I was here first.
Wow, let's share the ride. Only Search has a great taste, plus a glistening drop of resin, and a fresh, clean flavor to get your breath fresh enough to go face-to-face.
Where are you going?
Wherever you are.
Search, for breath that's face-to-face fresh, and now new sugar-free Search.
Tuesday, bring 'em back alive. Journey with Frank Buck to a land of mystery and danger.
Buck, be careful. It's quicksand.
Frank Buck brings 'em back alive Tuesday.
The University of San Diego undefeated so far. They shut out Redlands and Claremont and defeated Pomona Pitzer in their last game with Whittier waiting in the wings. But it's 1st and 10 now. The ball is at the 3-yard line. Eric Sweet, the quarterback, and he gives to Jimmy Smith, his fullback, who's trying to get some running room. He is stopped by Eric Raff, the right tackle. Jimmy Smith, senior from Midland, Texas. But let's bring you up to date on the offense for San Diego. Eric Sweet, the quarterback. Jimmy Smith, Jerome McAlpin, the running backs. We'll see a lot of Michael Risch, the wide receiver, and Jim Riley, the flanker. The offensive line for San Diego is Mitch Green, John Memorias, Craig Beaver, Steve Ast, Bill Haley, and Jeff Whitey. Ball is on the 1-yard line, 2nd and 10. So Sweet has a long way to go, and he gives to Smith again. This time he tries the left side of the line and doesn't get much there.
Dick, the defensive tackles, Dave Laramie and Eric Raff, both of whom are slanting to the tight end side, both tackles, and they did a good job that time.
And they're joined by Cam Siebold and Andy Hawthorne, the ends. The linebackers, Kelvin McClaskey, Dennis Arnett in the middle, and Chris Herbst. Joe Horinda, Tom Geiger, and Oshima from Honolulu, and Ron Scott, the secondary. 3rd and 6 now, so a big play now for Occidental's defense. And Sweet to put it up for the first time. And his pass is incomplete. It was intended for the running back, McAlpin. So now it's 4th down, and Occidental has the definite edge early here, Hank.
He was wide open on the play. He just did not make the catch. The ball hit him right in the hat, and it would have got him out of the trouble, out of the soup, so to speak, but he didn't make the catch, and now they're in a kicking situation, and Occidental should come away with excellent field position on this exchange.
Eric Sweet averaging 32.5 yards per punt. And his coach, Williams, says it's a traumatic experience every time he goes back to kick. He's about a yard in the end zone. John Finstune is the single safety, and he'll run it. He fumbles, and it goes out of bounds. Fortunately for Occidental, they'll have possession, but they'll be in San Diego territory at the 48-yard line. John Finstune, the wide receiver, a 44-yard punt. And we'll take a timeout here. No score between the University of San Diego and Occidental, and Oxy has the ball.
What's wrong with the computer?
Tape drive. The Army's most technical skills are also the ones most in demand. But now if you qualify, there's a way to reserve the skill you want up to 12 months before you go in. It's called the Delayed Entry Program, and it guarantees you the training you want.
Be all that you can be, 'cause we need you
Okay, it's up.
in the Army.
We are USA 1, and USA 1 is taking charge by launching 1983 with the most exciting offer in automotive history. Buy or order any new Chevy Chevette, Citation, full-size C10 pickup, love truck, or standard S10 pickup by November 15th, and get a round-trip ticket for two wherever Eastern Airlines flies, in the U.S., Canada, Mexico, Bermuda, Bahamas, or the Caribbean. Tickets good for a full year. There's never been an offer like it before.
During the week of October 17th through the 24th, communities throughout the nation will make an investment in America's greatest resource, its youth, by supporting National High School Activities Week. The National Federation of State High School Associations urges your support for these valuable programs.
9 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter. No score between University of San Diego and Occidental. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line for Oxy. Quarterback Dan Osborne, number 12, and a good play-action pass. And a good fake and a pass to Stallsburg, the tight end, who picks up about 6 yards before Craig Carlisle, a senior from Costa Mesa, makes the stop. So there's Norm Stallsburg, one of the better athletes on this team.
Yeah, he basically was an offensive halfback, a running back, and with the surgence of Vance Mueller, the fine running back who was a freshman, they have to have both of these players in the game at the same time, so they moved Stallsburg to tight end, and he really has done a great job.
6-foot senior from Bellevue, Washington. Osborne is now 3 for 7 passing, 26 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4. The ball at the 42. In motion, Vance Mueller. And Bogert, the fullback, is stopped short of a first down, gets to about the 40. Lance Stevenson and Ray Stuberg from the defense make the tackle on Vance Mueller. The fullbacks on this team, Bogert and Goldstein, alternate series here, but they say their best two athletes are Vance Mueller and Norm Stallsburg.
You know, the amazing thing about their offensive line is not very large, but the backs are large by comparison. Mueller is 190, and Bogart is 209.
Doesn't matter where the weight is proportioned as long as you have it somewhere.
That's right.
3rd and 2, and Bogert trying it right side, and I believe he's short of the first down. And he is piled up by Tracy Davis in particular and Fitzhugh Dinkins. Davis from Chula Vista, California. He's a senior. 185.
One nice thing about having a small offensive line, it's easy for the quarterback to see over the top of those small linemen.
And Osborne is 6'1". We'll be seeing some of Jeff Monteroso, who's a different style quarterback at 5'9". But right now it's 4th and 1, and they're going to measure it. There you see the plays being called off. There's Jeff Monteroso, a junior, and quite a spark plug coming off the bench. So they're going to measure, and coming in now is Jeff Goldstein. They're short of the first down by about the length of a football.
And Jim Barker makes the calls from the sideline. He's the offensive coordinator.
Tom Askey goes out of the ball game, and Brian Emerson, number 72, who's the biggest at 239 pounds at left tackle, comes in. So they may be going his way at 4th and 1 at the 39 for Occidental. And look at him really bunch up, San Diego's defense. Quarterback sneak. He may not have made it. Bill Thomas and John Noonan, the inside linebackers, were right there. They may have to measure again.
I think he made it, though, Dick. It looked like he took a pretty good course.
Yes, he did.
He took a pretty good course, hit the seam pretty good, and got the necessary yardage for the first down. Look for him to throw maybe now on 1st and 10. They have good field position. And as I mentioned earlier, they like to throw the ball 60% of the time on 1st and 10 situations.
And as the coaches told us yesterday, they like to do opposite of what you expect. If you think they're going to run, they'll throw. If you think it's passing, they'll run the ball.
Well, they're computerized, which is unusual for a school in this division, but they've done a good job of scouting themselves and also the University of San Diego.
1st and 10 with 7:20 to go in the first quarter. In motion, Craig Roth, the flanker. Osborne to throw. Up the middle, incomplete. He was going for Bogert, the fullback, coming out of the backfield, and he was defended by Greg Stein, the rover, in particular.
They continue to throw crossing patterns because they're getting a lot of man-for-man coverage. Bogert that time was open, and so was a man coming across in motion, both of whom were open on the play, but poorly thrown, incomplete.
They're at Occidental College, northeastern Los Angeles, midway between Pasadena and Glendale. Beautiful territory, and sometimes they have smog here, but not today. 2nd and 10. Ball at the 36. In motion, Vance Mueller. Osborne, he has the blocker back there, and the pass is caught by Stallsberg, the tight end, and a first down out of bounds at the 23. Ray Stuberg combines with Greg Stein to make the stop, a 15-yard pickup, and now you see why they say Norm Stallsberg, one of the best athletes on this Occidental team.
I hate to keep saying the same word, but it's another crossing pattern. Stallsberg comes all the way across from the right side to the left side. There you see him come into the picture. Beautiful, beautiful throw and a great catch. And it's finally knocked out of bounds, but he makes the necessary yardage for the first down.
First down at the 24-yard line. 7:05. So far, no score, but Occidental has dominated. And Bogert, the fullback, finds a hole off the right side. John Noonan brings him down, but he gets some good yardage as he gets near the 20-yard line and inside.
Dennis Murphy, number 60 again. The left guard did a good job of blocking on the play. He's only 5'10", 192, but he did an excellent job of blocking the linebacker on the last play.
There you're looking at Dennis Murphy from Pasadena, California. He's a senior. Occidental has run 18 plays to only 3 for San Diego. It's been a study in ball control here, but they've been going to the air a lot.
Murphy's a good technician, and he wants to be a coach.
2nd and 7. Osborne is back. He dumps it off. Stallsberg again. Stallsberg still going, and Tracy Davis needed some help, and the help came from Craig Carlisle. So Norm Stallsberg, who was all-conference rookie of the year, and he says he'd like to join the Secret Service and perhaps the CIA, which makes his future intriguing. Brings the Occidental close to a first down.
Well, you ought to be scouting for this team now. You know, the amazing thing, really, what they did, they forced a linebacker, Tracy Davis, that time to cover Stallsberg, and as a result, he couldn't do it, and he made another nice catch and a big play. But I'm very impressed with the way Occidental is moving their people around to make people cover who don't want to cover those particular people, and as a result, they got a mismatch. They're doing a good job.
After watching the 2 practices so far, are you surprised at what Dale Weedolf's team has done?
Yeah, very frankly, I really am surprised. But talking to the coaches yesterday, I was just amazed how poised and confident all the coaches were on the Occidental staff. They really felt going into the game that they were going to win the game. They thought they could do a lot of things that they really are doing. And it really surprised me because the University of San Diego is a much larger team.
It is a first down, as you saw, inside the 15. Stallsberg, by the way, has caught 3 passes for 28 yards. And there's a view you don't often see. 1st and 10, 6:09 to go. And it's going to be Jeff Goldstein outside. And Goldstein close to the 10-yard line. Carlisle and Thomas from the defense make the stop. Wide is Jeff Goldstein from Coral Gables, Florida, where he was the leading ground gainer in Dade County. Come to San Diego. Well, the weather's pretty good at San Diego. So are the academics, and maybe he'll get some recognition here as well. I guess a lot of these players didn't get to some of the other schools because of size or whatever.
But the great thing about it is they love to play, and they came here with the idea that they could play and express their skills and ability along with getting an excellent education, and that's why they're here. They're having a lot of fun.
2nd and 6. Ball inside the 10. In motion again. Vance Mueller. Goldstein upended right in the middle. So Jeff Goldstein, who perhaps has more speed than Bogert, who started the game at fullback, doesn't get anything.
And that time, Castillo, number 66, did a good job on the middle. I'm surprised that they would challenge him. He's so big and has so much of an advantage physically on the offensive center, Crowley. I'm surprised they would try to run in that area, but they did. Here we see a good picture of it. Up the middle. And they cave it in good shape. No chance whatsoever on the play.
Now you're looking at Marvin Castillo, 258-pound junior from Tulare, California, and that was where Bob Mathias, the great Olympic decathlon champion.
They got a lot of room on the right side, it looks like, Dick. They might do something out there.
Pinkner in motion, rolling out to the right, and you're right on the money. Vance Mueller has it, and he's in for the touchdown. Vance Mueller, an 8-yard touchdown play, and Coach Strand saw that coming.
Yeah, a lot of green grass on that right side, and I'm surprised that they were able to pick it up as quickly as they did, but evidently the coaching staff and the quarterback did a good job of recognizing the problem and took advantage of it, and they go ahead 6-0.
And that's the first time that the University of San Diego has given up any points in the first half of this year.
And look at this kick formation. They have 6 guys on the left side disjointed from the formation. If we can get a picture of it, now they come back in to kick the extra point. They have an option. But it's an interesting formation that creates a lot of problems as far as the rush is concerned.
A.J. Matthews, who came to Occidental and tried out 3 days before the start of the season, makes the kick good. And Vance Mueller, the freshman from Jackson, California, with a touchdown.
Watch him going to the right side, rolling out. The ball is thrown on the money to Vance Mueller. He takes it in and changes the scoreboard, and they go ahead 6-0.
We are USA 1, taking charge, utilizing advanced engine technology in a front-wheel drive Cavalier with a new high-compression electronically fuel-injected 2-liter engine, an available 5-speed transmission, and a new lower price. Chevrolet's going to give the imports competition they haven't seen before. The new Cavalier from America's sales leader, USA 1, is taking charge.
Gross weight at liftoff, 4.5 million pounds. Twin rocket boosters, 150 feet long. Fuel capacity, 1.5 million pounds. And helping support the launch of this behemoth, 4 Honeywell computers. Honeywell computers working together in a giant network are helping the Space Shuttle Columbia reach for the future. Honeywell, you should see what we do with computers.
Next Saturday on CBS Sports, a horse racing doubleheader, the Champagne Stakes and the Jockey Club Gold Cup. Watch them run next Saturday on CBS Sports.
5:15 remaining in the first quarter. John Crowley will kick off end over end, and coming up is Billy Hamilton. Hamilton for the University of San Diego, and a good return to the 34-yard line. A senior from Mesa, California, is tackled by Paris Devine, number 53, a freshman, and a 22-yard return by Billy Hamilton, who's a senior and the fastest man in the backfield. So let's see what University of San Diego can do. They're stunned here. 7-0 Occidental leads, and they've only had the ball 3 plays.
Well, they were in the quicksand right off the bat. They had the ball on the -1-yard line. That's the only time they've had possession. They've got some working room, and I'm sure they're going to do a good job of moving the football.
Mitch Green, the tight end in motion, carrying Jerome Alpin off the left side. He gets maybe a yard, that's all.
One thing they have to do, Dick, they have to recognize the 2 defensive tackles are slanting to the tight end side, and it's going to be tough to block those 2 people. They have to run counters and take advantage of that slant.
Jerome McAlpin, a senior from Los Angeles, had a tryout as a defensive back as a freshman, was cut from the team and came back the next year. It paid off because he's a starter now. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. In motion, tight end Mitch Green. Michael Risch, a wide receiver, wide right, figures prominently. Also in motion, Bill Vinovich. The pass sweep, he's hit. Loose ball, and they call it incomplete pass. As storming in was Paris Devine, the freshman from Whittier, the weak side linebacker, and he came right in on Eric Sweet.
It's a rollout to the right, and Paris Devine, the right linebacker, is blitzing on the play. There you see a rollout to the right by the quarterback, Eric Sweet. And watch the backside, number 53, Devine. Give him a shot, and he throws the ball up for grabs.
Paris Devine, who came out of a pretty good high school program, St. Paul High School in Santa Fe Springs. Back is Eric Sweet. He's being chased. He dumps the ball off, and a good thing he did. Jimmy Smith was the intended receiver, but Eric Rabb the right tackle and one of the outstanding players for Occidental, was there to really put the pressure on Eric Sweet. It'll be 4th down in a punting situation. And when they told us that Occidental is awfully tough here, they know what they're talking about.
That was intended to be a screen pass that time, but Rapp came through there like gangbusters. He had no chance whatsoever to execute the screen, and very wisely threw the ball over the top, because had he caught it, it would have been possibly, maybe even intercepted.
Eric Sweet is punting. A good high kick. John Finstune comes up at the 32, penalty marker down. He had called for a fair catch. And he was hit. Penalty marker down at the 30.
Cannot interfere with the opportunity to make a fair catch. He has to be given permission to catch it. He wasn't. And there's a penalty on the play.
Okay, 15, we're going
31-yard punt by Eric Sweet.
Let's move it up 15, okay. Huh?
And it'll be against San Diego. Against the Torero. Big one, Hank.
Another great field position for the Occidental team.
Here's referee Norm Barucki.
Timeout. Timeout, White. Hold him in there. Hold him in there.
So we're going to have a timeout right here. We have 4:09 remaining in the first quarter. San Diego, who has a lot of weight and a lot of people, trailing Occidental 7-0.
We are USA 1. And number 1 is taking charge in high-technology transportation. With new generation Chevrolets like Celebrity. Taking charge in production techniques. With the new high-compression electronic fuel-injected Cavalier. And taking over the streets with the electrifying Camaro. Chevrolet, America's sales leader, is taking it all to the limit. USA 1 is taking charge.
Nothing tastes like Hawaiian punch. You only have to taste it once. Taste the good place. Ooh, far, far away. Come on and go Hawaiian. Hawaiian punch. Sail away, Hawaiian, sail away.
Osborne to Mueller, 8 yards, a touchdown. 7-0 to score. 4:09 remaining in the first period. Dick Stockton and Hank Stram. Occidental has 86 yards to San Diego's 5. We have 1st and 10 here. Play action. Osborne directing traffic, and he goes down at the 40. Fitzhugh Dinkins, and a penalty flag is down as well. Dinkins, a 6'2", 220-pound senior from San Diego. It's like a young Joe Green out there with that number. And
he's a good talker, too. We enjoyed talking to him, visiting with him. A lot of fun.
Yeah, he had that finger out saying, we're number 1, we're going to come and get it.
Here we go. 2nd down.
All right, let's take away the penalty marker. No flag, says the referee. Loss of 7 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 17.
And how about the University of San Diego? They've got a little girl as a trainer. Cute little girl, Carolyn Ryback, has been there for 5 years and really does a good job. Enjoyed watching her work the other day when we were there in the University of San Diego campus.
These kids love getting those popsicles after the workout the other day in the heat in San Diego, didn't
Tasted pretty good to me, too.
Yeah. 2nd and 19 now. The ball down at the 41-yard line. In motion is Jeff Bogert. Osborne going for Vance Mueller. Incomplete, out of bounds. Bill Thomas, the linebacker, was downfield on the play. So it'll be 2nd down. Make it 3rd down. Occidental, with a 1-2 record, as we said, lost their first 2 games to Cal Lutheran and Trinity of Texas. 2 teams, by the way, bigger than the team they're facing today, University of San Diego. Then they beat the University of San Francisco, which is a club team, 32-6. They've got St. Mary's coming up next week. 3rd and 19 at the 41.
We might see a run here on this long yardage situation, or even a quick kick.
That's what this will be.
We might even see a quick kick.
They said if it's 3rd and long yardage, they would do it. No one is back for San Diego, and there's the quick kick. And if it takes the bounce, which it does, it works, and the ball is going to die. Let's see, and Craig Roth could not down it before it went into the end zone. But, Hank, I got to ask you right now about the fact that Occidental has had a chance to see more of San Diego than vice versa. That might have been a factor there.
Well, they were able to get 3 films, and the University of San Diego did not get any films at all. They were able to scout them physically, so there's no question about the fact there's an advantage. But once you get on the grass and start to play, the only thing that really matters is how you play.
Now, they came into that quick kick formation, and no one went back for San Diego. What happens when you go into that formation? What should the other team do?
Well, it was a spread formation that time, and evidently they didn't know anything about the quick kick. They anticipated the pass. They were in a blitzing formation. Didn't have any idea whatsoever they were going to quick kick on the play.
On first down, Jerome McAlpin goes off the right side. The ball starting at the 20-yard line following the touchback, and Andy Hawthorne, the defensive right end, makes the stop. Jerome McAlpin, who's gained 146 yards and has 1 touchdown this year.
Field position is always the name of the game, and so far in this contest, Occidental has had the ball in the minus 25, 48, 48. San Diego, minus 1, minus 34, minus 21. No question about the fact that so far the advantage has been with Occidental College.
2nd and 6, 3 wide receivers. And on the running play, McAlpin finds a hole, gets by 1 tackler, and past the 35-yard line, and has a first down. Ron Scott drove him out of bounds, but Jerome McAlpin has the initial first down for University of San Diego on a 14-yard pickup.
McAlpin really does a good job of running on the play. A play from the I formation, good vision, goes through the hole, gets through some traffic, breaks the tackle, got the ball in the right arm away from pressure so he can use the straight arm, gets extra yardage on the play. A beautiful run by Bruce McAlpin, the young halfback for the University of San Diego.
At the 37-yard line, Sweet is going back, and his pass is caught by Bill Spencer. Bill Spencer is stopped by Ron Scott, and an interesting story with Bill Spencer, a junior from Mission Viejo, who's a jack of all trades and just about does everything, including holding for placement.
And he has the ability to throw the ball, too. He's a good athlete.
7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3. The ball just short of the 45. Less than 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. 7-0. Occidental leads University of San Diego Toreros. In motion, Bill Vinovich, wide receiver. Sweet under pressure. He gets it off to Jimmy Smith. Out of bounds and a first down at midfield. Chris Herbst makes the defensive play. Jimmy Smith. Here's Herbst, freshman from Tucson, Arizona. Bulky lineman leaving the field right now, and a valedictorian.
Both teams are doing a good job, Dick, of making people read, react, and respond on the run. They're using a lot of man in motion, a lot of movement, and for that reason, they're having an advantage, and that time the advantage was definitely with Sweet throwing the ball to the outside.
Pitch to McAlpin. McAlpin gets some running room. And fumble on the play, and Occidental has recovered. Let's see if they blew it dead. A penalty marker down, but apparently it is a fumble. Mike Smith apparently is recovered for Occidental. Mike Schmidt. Kelvin McClaskey was the man who made the hit, and Schmidt recovers on McAlpin's fumble, and Oxy has the ball again.
Let's take a look at it again. Here we see it. I formation, running to the left, cuts inside. The ball is in the wrong arm, right arm running to the left. He gets hit. The ground cannot create a fumble situation. He was hit before he hit the ground, and for that reason, Oxy has possession, and 1st and 10.
And a penalty. Personal foul, and now they move the ball up to the 43. 1st and 10. Jeff Bogert, the fullback, loses a yard on the play. Good pursuit by Tracy Davis. You're watching college football on CBS Sports this afternoon. NCAA Division III between Occidental College and the University of San Diego. And the score is 7-0 in favor of Occidental. 2:25 to go. Dick Stockton reporting along with Hank Strand.
We'll see it as we go along, but both teams do an excellent job of putting their linemen off the ball as far as they can possibly be, because they're not overly large, and for that reason they get better angles, more time to see the stunts, and better protection as far as the passing is concerned.
2nd and 10. Finstune and Roth wide to the right for Occidental. They've looked awfully sharp. Mueller goes in motion the other way, and Goldstein, the fullback, is piled up after picking up 3 yards by Lance Stevenson and Marvin Castillo. San Diego leads in the series between these schools 6-4. And in fact, Occidental has lost only one game at home against the University of San Diego, so they're awfully tough here at Patterson Field.
You know, and Tom Ashley, that time, number 70, did a good job of pulling and getting a block on the play. Number 70, Tom Ashley. And he's 5'11", 232 from La Habra, California.
3rd down and 6. Less than a minute and a half to go in the first quarter. In motion, Craig Roth, freshman. And the pass to Roth, crossing pattern again. You don't have the first down. Chip Jarvis, number 22, the 5'10 junior from Mission Viejo, made the tackle, but Craig Roth, freshman from Norco, California, in a familiar pattern we've seen.
They keep throwing crossing patterns, and they'll continue to throw the crossing patterns unless they change their coverage from man-for-man to zone, and then they'll try to flood the areas rather than cross patterns.
He's the fastest receiver, and that was his first reception of his career here at Occidental. He caught 48 in his senior year in high school and 7 touchdowns. 4th down and 2. 7-0 lead. Play action pass. Osborne blocked by Norm Stolzberg. He turned him around with that toss. Chip Jarvis defending, and so on 4th down, the pass is incomplete, and he'll turn the ball over to the University of San Diego Toreros. Toreros, by the way, in case you want to know, is a matador not of Spanish descent, for those that like to keep trivia of nicknames. Don't forget, next week, CBS Sports presents NCAA football with Penn State against Alabama, plus other regional action. It all starts next Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern with Brent Musburger and Ara Parsegian on the NCAA Today. 1st and 10, University of San Diego with the 34. 7-0 Occidental. Sweep to McAlpin on the flare. McAlpin has a first down into Occidental territory, and he's stopped inside the 45 at the 42, and a fine play. 24 yards, Henry.
McAlpin really did a great job of coming around the corner. Looked like they had an angle on him. He goes back into the pocket, sets up nicely, does a good job of acting, and then throws the ball out to the right side to McAlpin, number 4. Watch him running down the sideline. They had an angle on it. Number 23 came over. Geiger looked like he was going to make the tackle, but he ran right by him and down the sideline for a big gain.
Billy Hamilton going inside to the 38-yard line, who's the fastest. Hamilton was a wide receiver. They moved him to the running back spot, likes contact pretty well, and he gets a couple of yards. They're inside the 40, and that's the end of the first quarter.
It was interesting to hear the coaches talk about Hamilton. They said he came in as a flanker, and he came to the coaches and said, I'd much rather be a running back, a tailback specifically, if I could. And the coaches said, fine, that's what you want to play. We'll let you play that. And he's been very successful at the position ever since.
And the same thing, as you mentioned, with Tony Ashley. He was a linebacker. He said, I want to play tight end. And they said, okay, easy going it is. An Occidental lead, 7-0.
We are USA 1, and USA 1 is taking charge by launching 1983 with the most exciting offer in automotive history. Buy or order any new Chevy Chevette, Citation, full-size C10 pickup, love truck, or standard S10 pickup by November 15th, and get a round-trip ticket for 2 wherever Eastern Airlines flies, in the U.S., Canada, Mexico, Bermuda, Bahamas, or the Caribbean. Tickets good for a full year. There's never been an offer like it before.
How did your muffler sound before you came to Kmart K-Care?
Brum, brum.
I don't know how a muffler sounds.
Sound like a motorcycle? It isn't. It's my car.
Quiet your noisemaker now with the Arrestor Plus at a net installed price of $18.88 after you receive a $5 mail-in rebate.
Let Kmart K-Care take care of you.
It was thick.
Just smooth.
Wow! Tootsie Rolls!
For over 80 years, Tootsie Rolls have delighted children. And for 40 years, Tootsie Pops, with a Tootsie Roll Center, have brought long-lasting enjoyment. And now, there's Tootsie Pop Drops, hard candy drops with a Tootsie Roll Center. Tootsie Rolls, Tootsie Pops, Tootsie Pop Drops. Tootsie, terrific for Halloween treats.
It's from Tootsie Roll.
From Radio Shack's world of the TRS-80 comes the Model 3 computer. And this month only, save $111. Select from Radio Shack's huge program library to aid your children's education. plan your personal and household budgets, or to entertain with fast-action games. You can even learn to write programs. The TRS-80 Model 3 on sale for $888, only at Radio Shack, the computer experts.
Occidental, founded in 1887, leading the University of San Diego, founded in 1949. 7-0 as we start the second quarter here at Patterson Field. Dick Stockton and Hank Stram, 2nd and 7, and Billy Hamilton off the right side has a first down. Good speed. Tom Geiger, the left safety, makes the tackle. Billy Hamilton has a first down, so San Diego now moving the ball the best they have early in the second quarter.
And Bill Haley, that time number 67, did a good job of pulling on the play and doing a good job of blocking out in front.
Total yards in the first quarter, Occidental 88, San Diego 67, which surprises a lot of people. So as you look down the line, 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Hamilton again. This time they were ready for it. Harris Devine, Eric Raft make the stop on Hamilton. The University of San Diego likes to run the ball a little bit more than Occidental, but they have a good passing attack with Sweet to Michael Rich, something we haven't seen. So Hamilton comes out of the ball game.
You know, I mentioned Bill Haley. His wife Mary was up here before the game. She's expecting a little baby here soon. In fact, any time. So it's kind of fun to talk to her.
You often get the wives of the players coming up here in the press box before the game. On 2nd and 9, Sweet has time up the middle, complete to Michael Risch. Inside the 20-yard line. Jason Oshiba makes the stop. So Michael Risch, who's the leading receiver with 17 receptions. Good one, huh?
Here we get a good shot of Risch coming off the ball, number 18. He gets a shot coming off the ball, but maintains his course. And there's a hole there in the zone defense. He comes back a little bit for the ball. That was very important. Had he not come back for the ball, they might have been able to knock it out of there, but he came back in good shape and made the catch. Michael Risch has made a catch in every game he's played for the University of San Diego as a junior from Santa Ana. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. Bill Vinovich in motion. Sweet on the option play. Fumble. Jimmy Smith falls on it, but there'll be a loss on the play for the Toreros as Mike Schmidt pursued nicely. And that's the first time we've seen that option play by the Toreros this afternoon. And it might be the last time we see it. That's the way that works. You know, 9-yard loss on the play. West Georgia leading Millsaps 34-6 in one of our other NCAA Division III games today. Baldwin Wallace in the 4th period leading Wittenberg 16-7. Oshkosh leading Stout 7-6. Sweet is 4 for 7 for 39 yards, and he's going deep. And Jim Riley, the intended receiver, Joe Herinda defending on the play, and he really didn't get that one underway. Joe Herinda did a good job, number 37. You can knock the receiver off course as long as the ball is not in the air. It's not the same rule that prevails in professional football. You only get one bump in professional football in the first 5 yards. Here you can bump them all over the place as long as the ball is not in the air. Herinda did a good job before the ball came, and that's why the ball was incomplete. He's a Ukrainian dancer, Joe Herinda is, from Maywood, California. 3rd and 20. Phil Spencer motion way outside, and on the draw play, Jimmy Smith, the fullback, barrels his way inside the 15-yard line. It'll be 4th down, but they may be in field goal range, and the kicker, Bob Losey's coming in to try just that. Here's the draw play that we just saw. Eric hands the ball off to number 26, who does a good job of running the football up the field, makes a nice gain on the play. Not enough for the first down, however, and they're forced to kick. Talking about Jimmy Smith, number 26. 32-yard attempt is no good, off to the right. So Bob Losey, who had kicked 6 in a row before he missed a 51-yarder, which was blocked last week, misses this attempt from 32 yards. And so with 12-11 remaining in the second quarter, Occidental still has their lead.
Out of the blue comes the ice blue freshness of Aquavelva. Out of the blue comes the Aquavelva man. Looking for the light scent, the clean scent, the fresh scent that comes from out of the blue. There's something about an Aquavelva man. Be one.
You're looking at the two reasons I take good care of my brakes. They're why I go to Midas on a regular basis. Midas inspects brakes the right way. They pull the wheel. If anything needs doing, I know it gets done right. Some people say I'm overly cautious, but I don't think so. I just feel better going to Midas.
Where nothing but the best is ever gonna do. Trust the Midas touch.
Hank, these people have been great, haven't they, this week?
Oh, they've been terrific. We had a beautiful lunch with the president of the University of San Diego. Dr. Hughes was there, and Dean Burke was there. Father Cahill was there. Ted Gosen was there, the sports information director. We had a great time.
Dan Osborne on first down hits Vance Mueller out of the backfield. And a first down for Occidental at the 32. John Noonan and Tracy Davis make the stop. So these kids that have come out with the orange and black balloons today are really having a good time. 12-yard gain for Vance Mueller, who they think is going to be a freshman sensation here. He has caught 8 passes coming into this game for 3 touchdowns and gained 66 yards, so he's really an all-purpose back. Ball at the 33-yard line, 1st and 10 for Occidental. They lead 7-0 over the University of San Diego. Goldstein outside, showing some of the speed that he showed at Dade County at Florida. Greg Stein makes the tackle, but not before he picks up nearly 8 yards.
I'm just amazed at where they're moving the football. They're doing a good job. They said they would be able to move the football, and that's exactly what they have done here so far this afternoon. I said, what are you going to do against this bigger offensive line of the University of San Diego? They said, we're going to angle block them, we're going to double team them, we're going to trap them, but we can move the ball against them because we feel we're a little quicker, and that's exactly what they're doing so far.
Interesting story about Dan Osborne, and of course his studies and the way he is as far as his characteristics that we'll tell you about after this play. Play action pass, and they're going now to Roth, who makes the catch. And Roth makes the catch at the 41-yard line. Craig Roth, a freshman, on a fine pass from Dan Osborne. 18-yard pickup on a well-executed play, and 1st and 10 Occidental at the 41-yard line of the University of San Diego.
Watch the blocking. Look at the double team on the defensive tackle, Castillo. That's the kind of blocking they felt they had to do to keep the big guys out of the backfield, and that's what they did on that last play. A good picture. Great shot by Mike Burks, our producer.
In motion is Finstew, number 85, and on the option, Osborne is going to keep and carry. He fumbles the ball, and now it's fumbled again by Mueller, and San Diego could not save it from going out of bounds, and it is still going to be Occidental ball. So 2 fumbles on the play. What is football all about from this kind of level at Division III from ground level? You be the judge.
It's always the same. It's always going to be blocking, tackling, execution, and motion. Execution, don't fumble or fumble, intercept the pass or don't intercept. That's what the game will always be about, and that's a great illustration of it right here. It happens every game that's played, whether it be professional football, junior high school, college, Division III, it's all the same.
Bob Welsh, good camera work as Greg Stein came right into your living rooms. And there is Jeff Goldstein off the right side. Dan Osborne, we were talking about the quarterback, is a philosophy major. He's a junior from Westlake Village, California, and he is quiet, he's analytical, he's cool, as you would think a philosophy major would be. He wants to be either a corporation lawyer or a sports agent. You think he knows what he's doing?
You know, the great thing about all these kids, it's impressive to talk to all of them. I have 6 of my own, and it's really interesting to see how strong they feel about what they're going to do. They know what they want.
Just about all of them, you're right. 2nd and 7. They're at the 21-yard line. Occidental threatening again. Looking up top is Osborne. He's under pressure. Not this time. Castillo and Fitzhugh Dinkins both came in strong. And let's give a little credit to Luis Sanchez, the senior, number 65 at right tackle, a loss of 9 yards.
And Castillo, number 66, who got in there that time, was a freshman at UCLA, started his college football career at UCLA, stayed for a while, didn't particularly like it, came to the University of San Diego, loves it, doing a good job from a football standpoint. He just didn't feel that he could make it at UCLA, and that shows a lot of intelligence on his part to make sure that he made the change so that he could express his skill and ability at a level of competition where he could play.
Keep in mind that all of these players are playing because they want to. They're not on scholarship. They are in for the academics. They love to play, and it shows.
Has Polaroid got a gift idea this time?
I'll bite.
Their great new Smile Back offer. Buy a Sun camera or Amigo, and you get a Smile Back in the mail.
You can't mail a smile.
Okay, they send you $10.
I'm smiling.
And with the gift, you can also give Polaroid Smile Insurance. They save up any 10 pictures that don't make them smile, and we send them a free pack of film.
But isn't it hard to get 10 bad pictures?
That's the idea.
Oh, some big offer.
Early in the year, these guys were down here scouting the kids. Now they're back looking for help.
Bring out your best, Budweiser Light. Bring out your best, Budweiser Light.
The best never comes easy. That's why there's nothing else like it.
Hey, Bob, you got a minute?
Budweiser Light.
Nearly 3 million fans attended NCAA Division 1AA football games in 1981. The Division 1AA membership has grown to 93 teams for the 1982 season, expanding the excitement for this colorful level of NCAA football. The Division 1AA championship will be determined December 18th at Wichita Falls, Texas.
We're at the Eagle Rock Hills in northeastern Los Angeles, midway between Pasadena and Glendale. Dick Stockton and Hank Stram. We have 9:38 remaining in the first half. At the 30-yard line, Osborne under siege, fumbles the ball, and it is recovered by Occidental, number 66, Charlie Gillen, the right guard. But Ray Stuberg, number 24, the right end, came storming in along with Sanchez. And an alert play by Charlie Gillen, the 5'9", 202-pound junior from Hacienda Heights, who's been a Dean's List for 2 years and a leader on this team.
Here's another shot from ground level. Quarterback Osborne going back in the pocket. Gets caught in the revolving door, loses the football, but they recover it. Now they're in a kick situation.
And Osborne going for the corner. Back is Phil Spencer. And they can't save it. It is a touchback in the end zone, so San Diego will take it out at the 20-yard line. So the University of San Diego 3-0, undefeated. Occidental coming in 1-2, but it's been Occidental so far. 8:52 remaining in the first half. 7-0's our score. We'll be back.
Someday we'll never be the
Time. When you ship air cargo, time is everything. That's why Flying Tigers delivers everything. Not just small packages. In fact, no matter what size your shipment is, we'll pick it up, fly it, and deliver it overnight, virtually anywhere in the country, on time. Or you don't pay. Small, medium, large. Call Flying Tigers. It's on time, or it's on us.
It'll never work.
We're testing whether Tegrin shampoo can keep baseball star Jim Palmer's dandruff under control for 3 days. Tegrin Shake, Day 1.
Looking good so far.
Tegrin Shake, Day 2.
Tegrin's still working, but the game's not over.
Yeah. Tegrin Shake, Day 3.
Incredible. Tegrin did it.
All right, yeah, it works.
From now on, I'm trusting Tegrin.
Try Tegrin. It works on dandruff.
Really works.
Between shampoos.
Next Saturday on CBS Sports, a classic coaches matchup. Joe Paterno's Nittany Lions face Bear Bryant's Crimson Tide, plus other regional excitement. Next Saturday on CBS Sports.
This is Bill Williams on the right, 32 years old, 7th year as head coach, 9th year overall. He says, I got the best coaching job in America. We can go 10-0 or 0-10. My job's not on the line. It's how they do in class, which epitomizes what it's all about. Eric Sweet to throw. Penalty markers down, and Mitch Green, the tight end, has it, and that's the first reception by a tight end for University of San Diego all season long. And it was the freshman from Hollywood who made the catch by the penalty mark. Marker down at the line of scrimmage.
Defense holding. Blue captain.
And apparently it's against Occidental.
You're going to make up more by refusing it. Okay. You're going to make up more by refusing it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, first down right here, right?
Penalties against Occidental.
I think we're going to find...
Holding, defense, refuse.
I think we're going to find that the University of San Diego is going to throw the ball a lot more on 1st and 10 because Occidental is doing so much slanting that it's hard to run against it unless you run away from that slant. You got to throw the ball because you don't get much of a pass rush, and I'm sure that we'll see more throwing as this team goes along in this contest.
1st and 10 now for San Diego. They're at the 32-yard line. Sweet is now 5 for 9 passing-wise. Bill Vinovich, number 80, in motion. Eric Sweet passes complete to Michael Risch, their star wide receiver, and he has a 1st down at the 45-yard line. Oshima makes the tackle on Michael Risch, who is a 4.0 student, a straight-A student at the University of San Diego, a 21-yard pickup.
He really did a good job of leaping up into the air, catching it in his hands, didn't have any help with his body, caught it in traffic. A beautiful catch by Mike Risch, number 18.
At the 46, 1st and 10.
But they have to throw the ball more on 1st and 10. Must do that, Dick.
And it's worked for him. In motion, Jerome McAlpin. And a draw play, penalty marker down. Jimmy Smith for about 3 yards, but another flag down.
Jimmy Smith, penalty marker on the play.
You know, we saw Bill Williams a little while ago. He's very defensive-oriented, and he mentioned that last year, 80% of the time, let's listen for this call,
White captain.
Legal procedure by the University of San Diego. But he mentioned 87% of the time last year, he had 8 players within 2 yards of the football every time he was tackled. Boy, that's really some defense in it.
Yes, it is, and that's what he worries about. He says, I look for the defense first, and there you see Bill Williams from Centralia, Missouri, near St. Louis. And he told us that his recruiting budget, $2,000.
That includes phone calls and everything.
Offense. 1st down.
Well, how about Occidental? We asked them, and they said it was $1,000. $1,000.
They didn't say whether it included phone calls, though.
For the whole package. And the total budget is $50,000 for the whole program.
1st and 15 now, back at midfield. For Eric Sweet, number 7, Logansport, Indiana. Up the middle, the pass complete to Mitch Green. And this freshman tight end looks awfully good as he's down at the 35. Jason Oshima makes the stop, and I think they got the 1st down. Good play by Mitch Green, the tight end, number 89. Just a freshman.
Here's a quarterback view with Eric Sweet going back into the pocket, ground level. And he does a good job of throwing the ball outside to number 89, Mitch Green, who makes the reception and fights his way for a few extra yards. Good-looking play.
There he goes in motion. Last year, tight ends caught 35 passes for the University of San Diego. This time, just 2 in the first 4 games. Jimmy Smith off the right side. Bucks forward to about the 29-yard line and gets good yardage, maybe 5 yards on the play.
I think going into the game, the University of San Diego anticipated being able to run the ball at Occidental's defense because they're not very large, and the offensive line of the University of San Diego is a pretty big one. They haven't succeeded in doing that, basically because they've been slanting so much, and they have to do a better job of running to the weak side and also throwing the ball on 1st and 10.
There you see, just under 7 minutes remaining in the first half. It'll be 2nd and 5. 7-0 Occidental leads. University of San Diego driving. They're at the 29-yard line. Vinovich, number 80 in motion. Smith outside, gets nothing, and a fine alert play by Eric Raff, number 50. Eric Raff, who probably is the one legitimate All-America candidate, Division III, the senior from Corona Del Mar, California.
You know, that time they guessed wrong. They wanted to go back into the short side of the field, and the defense slanted in the same direction, and for that reason they had no chance whatsoever to make that sweep go.
And sometimes things go wrong and they end up right. Eric Sweet played at Lacey College in Northern California. He's unbeaten as a starter for this team. 3rd and 7 now. And we may have a delay of the game penalty.
Okay, we got a snap infraction. Okay, let's bring it back 5, Al. Where is it?
It looked like there was a
Okay, take the ball.
mistake made on the
Offensive
snap,
line?
on the timing of the snap, yes. Between the center and the quarterback.
Dead ball. Snap infraction.
That's exactly it. Eagle Eye. Hank at Eagle Rock Hills today, watching what's going on.
Here we get another good look at the infraction. I don't know.
Occidental has not been penalized yesterday. 3rd and 12.
Well, look at the room on the right side.
At the 37-yard line. Eric Sweet looking downfield. He's given up his safety valve. Now he's running for his life. Raff is chasing him. He's blocked out of the play, and Eric Sweet is still going. Penalty marker down, and the pass is midstream. He caught it, but there was a flag way back where Eric Sweet was roaming around at midfield. You may have a clip.
I think probably that's what happened on the play, and it might be, we better not say because we don't know for sure. It looked like it was a clip.
And, of course, that's the kind of penalty you often see on those things. It reminded me a lot of Bob Greasy being chased for his life at the Super Bowl, the Miami-Dallas thing.
Yeah, the old hound and the hair deal.
Defense, rather. Okay, if you take it, we're going back 15
But he had
from here,
an opportunity to hit the fullback in the flat that time, Dick, and he didn't do it. And talking to Jack Buck, who was doing a game in St. Louis.
Well, as long as you get it right by the fourth quarter, Hank, that'll be all right.
Clip.
There's
offense.
I think it was on 70. I think it was on number 74.
That was completed down there, wasn't it?
Watch here. There's the clip on 57, and it was number 74, right? Gavret, number 74.
He's still complaining about that call, but you don't win those arguments. We have 5:31 remaining in the first quarter, or first half, and this has been a surprise ball game. For those that may not be familiar, at Division III play, University of San Diego, 9-1 last year, 3-0 coming into this game against 1-2 and undermanned Occidental, but it's Occidental with the lead, 7-0.
And talking about being undermanned and talking about the size of the people, interesting statistics. University of Georgia, their squad has 32 people who are 220 pounds or over. They have 70 people who are 6 foot or over and 10 who are 6 even. University of Florida has 34 over 220, 74 over 6 foot or over, and 15 are 6 even. I'll mention in a minute what San Diego's and Occidental is. It's really amazing.
3rd and 27, and I guess they don't have a quick kick in their playbook because they're going for 3rd and 27. Jim Riley is the last man in motion right now. Back to throw. He dumps it off to Jimmy Smith, the fullback. Smith may have some running room near the sideline, and he's out of bounds at the 37-yard line and run out by Kelvin McClaskey, the strong side linebacker and the freshman. So it's 14-yard gain for San Diego. They needed 27.
But it was a smart call because they got some of the yardage back, and they're in better field position. And the worst thing you can do is try to get it all back too soon and then make another mistake in the process.
Timeout called for by the University of San Diego. Each team allowed 3 timeouts per half. 5:14 to go in the first half, 7-0 Occidental. You were telling me now about the weights here.
Yeah, San Diego has only 9 players over 220, and Occidental only has 4.
We want to welcome those viewers who watched West Georgia trounced Millsaps College 41-6 in an earlier Division III battle on CBS today. And we welcome you to Patterson Field in Los Angeles, California, where Occidental, in a surprise, leading the University of San Diego 7-0 in the second quarter. This is Dick Stockton along with Hank Stram. The only touchdown play was an 8-yard pass from Dan Osborne, the Occidental Tigers quarterback, to Vance Mueller, a freshman back, and 7-0 is the score. Coming into this game, University of San Diego Toreros 3-0, undefeated, Occidental 1-2, but it hasn't been that way, and that's the time remaining in the first half. 4th and 12.
We might see a rollout here.
4th and 12, Eric Sweet, the quarterback from Logansport, Indiana, has time, and he hits his man, Bill Vinovich, a wide receiver, at the 25-yard line, but short of a first down. And they'll turn the ball over to Occidental as Joe Rinda made the stop to prevent a first down.
Yeah, Vinovich, and this happens, we see it all the time. We don't, you know, it's not restricted to this level of competition, but we see it in pro football the same way. It's hard to believe that you know exactly how much yardage you need for the first down, and you come short by just a yard. The receiver should have known exactly where he had to go. In this particular case, Vinovich, he rolls out, Eric Sweet rolls out to the right. Vinovich should have got enough yardage, enough depth downfield to make sure he would have made the first down. He was just a little bit short.
5:05 remaining in the first half. 1st and 10. Vance Mueller, who scored the only touchdown in the game, out of bounds trying to test the outside to the 33-yard line. Tony Johnson and John Noonan make the stop. So you're looking at Occidental, a school that was founded in 1887, played their first football game in 1894, better known for track and field than anything else. Division III school located in the northeastern section of Los Angeles near Pasadena and Glendale against a team that came up from San Diego this morning, the Toreros at the University of San Diego.
And how about Congressman Jackie Kemp, who stretched his pores here at this university,
he sure
or this
did.
college?
He sure did. Here's a good, fast freshman, Jeff Goldstein, going off the left side, and Goldstein has a first down. Jeff Goldstein, a 199-pound freshman from Coral Gables. Want to remind you, coming up at halftime, we'll return to our New York studio for the NCAA Today. Brent Irv Phyllis with scores and highlights and a preview of our game next week on Saturday, Penn State against Alabama. First and 10, Occidental. Clock running, 4:40 to go. And here's Goldstein. Good head of steam, but nothing there, as John Noonan, the senior linebacker from Detroit, came right up to meet him. 4:32 remaining in the first half. San Diego in the navy blue uniforms and Occidental in the white with black and orange. 6,000 capacity here at Patterson Field, and more people are coming in as the game goes on. Maybe they want to see whether Occidental could score an upset here. Second and 9. Monteroso is in at quarterback now for Occidental. Jeff Monteroso, and his pass to Stolzberg is incomplete. Almost made a circus catch of it, and Terry Schmidt was defending on the play. So there's Monteroso, who's just 5'9", 179 pounds from Millbrae, California. What's his style, Hank?
Well, he's more of a rollout quarterback. He's not very tall, as you mentioned. He's 5'9", 179. And he's thrown 4 touchdown passes, threw 4 last week, which is most impressive. He's 9 for 17 for 143 yards and 4 touchdowns, 1 interception.
And he's a spark plug kind of quarterback in a different style from Dan Osborne, who performed pretty well. And I'm sure Osborne will be back. 2 wide receivers out to the right. Vince Stew, number 85, is in motion.
Blitz.
Monteroso being chased. He gets the ball off to Vance Mueller. Mueller at midfield. First down. Still going. And Vance Mueller is going all the way. Touchdown.
Stolzberg, number 9, made a beautiful block. Made a beautiful block that enabled him to go all the way for the touchdown.
62-yard play, pass play. Monteroso thinking quick to Vance Mueller, and the big block by Stolzberg. So Mueller has scored both touchdowns in the game, and Occidental, upset-minded. Dale Woodall, their head coach, has to be happy over it.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's what happened on the play. There was a blitz. Monteroso did a good job of escaping the blitz, made the big play, and touchdown for the Occidental College football team. Here's that spread formation on the extra point.
A.J. Matthews, the conversion is up and good. 14-0 Occidental, and that drive carried 75 yards in 5 plays, and they did it in a hurry. 1 minute and 14 seconds, and the big play, of course, the 62-yard touchdown play. So it's 14-0 Occidental, and this is a real surprise.
It really is. Watch the blitz. They're coming up the middle. They pick up the blitz. Number 22, he rolls to the right. Just about the time he was going to get hit, he delivers the ball to Mueller. Mueller makes a good inside move. And watch Stolzberg, number 9, right here. I hope we see him in the picture. Makes a beautiful block. And Mueller goes all the way, changes the scoreboard, goes all the way for the touchdown. Boy, how sweet it is.
You never know, and that's one of the things about this sport, because whatever the desire is, you're going to find out on the day they play. John Crowley will kick off. The Oxy Tigers are flying high right now, 14-0. Billy Hamilton and Phil Spencer are deep for the University of San Diego. There's Crowley, who is a 188-pound junior from San Marino, California. Wants to be an officer in the Coast Guard. He's the starting center for this team.
You know, Jim Barker, the offensive coordinator for the Occidental team, said that they had to be able to pick up the blitz and take advantage of it. They'd get some big plays, and they certainly did on the last one.
Pick up by Rick Butler, a sophomore from Covina, California, who runs it back to the 32-yard line. where Tom Geiger makes the tackle, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the University of San Diego. They haven't been on the board after rolling up 3 impressive victories so far this year. And we want to welcome the viewers who just saw Baldwin Wallace edge Wittenberg 16-14 in our earlier NCAA Division III game. And right here at Occidental in Los Angeles, we have a surprise. Occidental leading favored University of San Diego 14-0. But coming back, Jim Riley on the reception end of an Eric Sweet pass to midfield and a 1st down. This is Dick Stockton along with Hank Stram. Time remaining 3:39 in the 1st half. And 2 touchdowns have been scored, both on passes from Dan Osborne. Dan Osborne, the first pass to Vance Mueller, a freshman, and Jeff Monterosso just threw a 62-yard scoring strike to Vance Mueller, the freshman, who has scored 2 touchdowns. And we hope to show you that play again. 1st and 10 at midfield. Eric Sweet, penalty marker down. And Sweet is down inside the 40. Eric Sweet, the senior from Logansport, Indiana, having his trouble so far today. John Kruziak, the left tackle, made the stop for Occidental. He's a sophomore from Phoenix.
And they like him very much. He's really their best rusher. They feel he's an excellent pass rusher, and he expressed that ability to do that on that very last play.
All right, Hank, why don't you take us through that touchdown pass from the quarterback Monterosso to the freshman Mueller, 62 yards.
Here again, they caught him in a blitz. He's rolling to the right. Mueller makes the catch. Vance Mueller, 31. He does a good job of running, missed tackle, a good block downfield that we don't see in the picture by Stallsburg. He goes all the way for the touchdown. Again, they licked the blitz, and that made it possible.
1st down and 5. Following that 5-yard penalty against Occidental. In motion is Mitch Green. The ball at the 45-yard line of Occidental. University of San Diego in the dark shirts. They're blue, Occidental in white. And that pass is caught by Jerome McAlpin, the junior from Los Angeles. And he has a 1st down at the 29-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. Ron Scott makes the tackle. Jerome McAlpin had a tryout as a defensive back and was cut by this team as a freshman. Came back and now a starting tailback.
It's going to be very important for this team to score on this drive.
Dale Weedolf, 29 years old, 1st year as head coach here, and 2 years was defensive coordinator at Oxy. 1st and 10. As you say, Hank, very important drive for this team. Vinovich diving, incomplete, defended by Joe Hrinda on that rollout attempt by Eric Sweet. Here's Bill Williams, the 32-year-old head coach of the University of San Diego, and he's an animated guy, isn't he?
He's very involved in practice sessions. We were impressed with the way they were organized. Discipline was excellent. He was very enthusiastic. In fact, his whole coaching staff, both squads, showed a lot of emotion, a lot of animation with their preparation for this game.
And told us a $2,000 recruiting budget, including phone calls. It's amazing. 2nd and 10. But they're there for academics. And Eric Sweet, who's 11 for 16, drills it. And this pass incomplete, intended for Mike Sears, number 45, and Chris Herbst, the weak side linebacker, alertly knocked the ball away. Chris Herbst, the freshman from Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, Mike that time did not come back for the ball quickly enough. Had he come back for the ball, he would have been able to make the catch. Number 45 on the outside. There we see him. You see him, number 45. He's waiting for the ball and does not start back for the ball soon enough. As a result, the defensive back was able to make the play.
San Diego coming in this game 3-0, and Occidental 1-2. Series stands 6-4 in favor of University of San Diego with the ball. Eric Sweet on 3rd and 10, looking for Risch, his top receiver, and he has it at the 3-yard line. And a penalty flag is down again. Michael Risch, who's a brilliant wide receiver, who has caught 17 passes coming in, and a flag is down.
You know, Sweet exercised great judgment that time. He could have run for a sizable gain, but he saw the receiver downfield. Here we see him going back into the pocket. Sets up nicely, then rolls out to his right side. Had some room there, but he threw the ball over the top to Risch, who makes the catch. And the University of San Diego has possession with excellent field position right about the 2-yard line.
Yes, 23-yard play, and you're looking at Michael Risch, a straight A student, 4.0 grades, the deep threat who seems to make a big catch in every game. So a timeout is called for by Occidental. 2:24 remaining in the first half. And Occidental surprisingly leading University of San Diego 14-0.
Ollie, I think we're lost.
That's because I can't see out this windshield.
What we need is a new set of Anco wiper blades, like these.
Yes. Give me those.
Replace your old wipers with Anco blades at least once a year. Their special formulated natural rubber gives both American and import cars a clean, smooth wipe.
See? That's much better. But this weather is unbearable.
It certainly is, Ollie.
Bring out your head.
I wasn't drafted till the 7th round. They don't even know my name.
The best never comes easy.
Schroeder, huh?
That's why there's nothing else like it.
Occidental College, founded in 1887. Their first football game, 1894, and they beat USC 10-0 in the first game they ever played. First and goal at the 2-yard line. And here's the fullback, Jimmy Smith, who's in for the touchdown. So coming back is the University of San Diego, trailing 14-0 in there on the scoreboard with 2:21 to play. Jimmy Smith, a 5'10", 195-pound senior from Midland, Texas. Here's the play.
Straight ahead shot right over left tackle. There's a seam there. He takes advantage of it, pops it right in there for the touchdown, and they finally get 6 on the board. And Bob Losey, number 19, will now attempt the extra point.
Losey has not missed in 12 attempts this year. Phil Spencer will hold. He's a sophomore from Las Vegas, and Losey's conversion is good. And so the University of San Diego goes 68 yards on 6 plays in a minute and a half, and the scoring has really picked up in the last 2 minutes. And as the fans who tuned in Los Angeles and the West Coast area from the start know that we are going to see an aerial game here. Both teams will throw all day.
Yeah, they like to throw. They rely on the forward pass an awful lot, and as the game progresses, especially, I think the University of San Diego is a little cautious. They did not have good field position early, which made them run the ball a little bit more than they wanted to. But I think as the game progresses, both teams will pump the ball up a lot more, and we'll see a lot more throwing in the remaining part of this contest.
This game being played at Patterson Field here at Occidental, which is located in northeastern L.A. between Pasadena and Glendale at Eagle Rock Hills. Capacity is 3,000. We started with, well, maybe a few hundred, and it seems as the afternoon wears on, more people are showing up. They want to see if this team can score an upset.
You know, we've seen a lot of unusual things here today, too, and also in the practice session. Look at this kickoff team now by the University of San Diego. We've got 3 people on the 35-yard line, and then we've got 6 back on the 20-yard line, and they sprint to get a good running start when they get to the 40, and they do a good job of coverage on the play. I've never seen that before.
Losey's kick is picked up by Norm Stallsberg. Stallsberg still going, and he flies through the air to the 33-yard line before Rick Butler makes the tackle. Don't forget, we'll go to the NCAA today in New York at halftime. Brent Musburger, Irv Cross, and Ara Parsegian. We have another penalty flag down. 2:13 remaining. Stallsberg was shaken up. He is an outstanding athlete who switched from tailback to tight end because he had to be in there. He's all-conference rookie of the year and wants to join the Secret Service of the CIA when he's through with his college career.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Defense.
Personal foul against the University of San Diego, and the ball's at the 44 now. 1st and 10. Jeff Monteroso, a 5'9" junior from Millbrae, California, and a good rollout, spark plug type of a quarterback is in there now. Carrying the ball, Jeff Goldstein. Good second effort for the freshman from Coral Gables, and he gets short of midfield. Bill Thomas and Tracy Davis make the tackle on defense for University of San Diego.
You know, I coached at the University of Miami years ago, and Coral Gables High School, boy, they had a lot of great football teams there. I'm surprised that this kid got away from the University of Miami.
2nd and 8. Goldstein has carried 10 times for 39 yards. Just a freshman. Clock running. In motion, Greg Parnell, a big tight end. Play action for Monteroso. Receivers covered, and Fitzhugh Dinkins, 220-pound senior from San Diego, and a fumble on the play. It was blown dead at the 35, but a big loss on the play, and Dinkins, who's one of the bigger and quicker defensive linemen, comes in and makes the play.
Yeah, he's 6'2", and weighs 220. He's from San Diego. He's a senior, as you mentioned. But he provided good pressure that time on the quarterback.
Nearly a minute remaining. San Diego has sacked Occidental quarterbacks 4 times for 40 yards in losses, 3 of them by Fitzhugh Dinkins. 3rd and 19 now. Monteroso rolling out in trouble, and he's down way back at the 15, and it was Bill Thomas, number 81, and Rudy Agriano. But Thomas, the best linebacker on this team, made the initial play. Junior from San Diego, and they like him.
Yeah, you know what happened on the play, too? The receivers downfield collided. They ran into each other. He was trying to hit one of the two, but they bumped into each other, fell down, and there was a lot of pressure by the University of San Diego, Bill Thomas, number 81, who recently got an $8,000 scholarship from the Kiwanis Club. How about that? He's a brilliant student, pre-dental, and also a great football player.
And a Division III potential All-American, and we don't have that many, but Thomas is one of them. Pre-med student.
He's not very large, 6 foot, 200 pounds, but he really moves well, and has done a terrific job for the University of San Diego.
18-yard loss, each team with 1 timeout remaining. The kids are having a ball out here this afternoon. Temperature started about 75, and we must be over 80 now, as Dan Osborne will kick to Phil Spencer and Billy Hamilton. Spencer on the right, Hamilton on the left. 43 seconds remaining in the first half. He's punted for over 45 yards 3 times today.
Oh, a good snap.
Great kick this time. What a kick over the head of Phil Spencer. And I'll tell you what, Dan Osborne has engineered a touchdown and has punted superbly today. And San Diego will have the ball at the 30-yard line, a 53-yard punt. Well, it wasn't easy, really, in Patterson Field for us to set everything up. We're glad we could show you this Division III contest between Occidental and the University of San Diego. They're the towers we had to build. You see the cameras on the left, and there where we are, they had to build a scaffold some 25 feet up high where we wave to you, Hank. And the television trucks located to the right, and a lot of cable and some 40 technicians to a field that seats 6,000, and of course they haven't had this much attention here, I don't think ever.
And they've enjoyed it a lot. We have too.
1st and 10 for the University of San Diego. Eric Sweet, the quarterback. 33 seconds to play in the first half. Sweet with time. He has it for the tight end, Mitch Green, out of bounds. At the 42, Ron Scott makes the stop. 26 seconds remaining, a 12-yard pickup.
I think we'll see the University of San Diego move the ball. They're doing a much better job of throwing the football. They are throwing it, and I think they'll do a much better job of moving the football consistently well if they continue to throw the ball like they're throwing it now.
Mitch Green has 3 catches, the tight end. Tight ends did not catch a pass at all coming into this game this season for San Diego. Eric Sweet's pass intended for Vinovich, and was almost picked up on the rebound by Mike Sears, but Ron Scott was defending on the play with 20 seconds to go. Coming down to the wire, the American League East, Milwaukee, having lost 3 in a row to Baltimore, going with Don Sutton, leading the Orioles and Jim Palmer 3-1 in the 4th inning of the game to decide the American League East title.
You know, Dick, I don't know whether they have a reverse or not, but the way this Occidental team is chasing, a reverse would be a very good play about this time because they're running like crazy wherever the quarterback goes or where the backs go.
Sweet 13 for 20 for 199 yards. Going back now and under pressure. And his pass is complete to Jim Riley, the flanker. Clock stops, 12 seconds to play. Ron Scott was right there. But Jim Riley, 6'1", 175-pound sophomore from Springfield, Virginia. And a great average of over 3 now with his second reception. Occidental, founded in 1887. University of San Diego, a more modern school. 1949 was the year they were founded, and their first football game played in 1956.
And the tuition at both schools, the University of San Diego, $9,000, and the Occidental College, $10,000 a year. That's spread, isn't it?
Getting up there. In the third inning, Los Angeles, San Francisco in the National League West 2-2. But if Atlanta wins, the Braves capture the American League West or National League West. Or if the Dodgers lose, that ends at 2. 10 seconds remaining in the first half. San Diego is out of timeouts. Occidental has 1. I know you were impressed with the workings of both teams, you know, knowing that San Diego has 70-some-odd players and maybe only 44 for Occidental.
Yeah, you know, they're well organized, well disciplined, and took good use of every moment on the practice field. You know, they don't have meetings. They don't have time for meetings. It's amazing that they get done as much as they do.
At the 41-yard line of Occidental, sweep back in the professional pro set drop back, and his pass is caught by Bill Vinovich out of bounds. 4 seconds showing on the clock.
Flag down on the play.
And that may bring it back. Penalty marker down. They got to the 22. 4 seconds to go. And if it's against the University of San Diego, that'll foil any chance for an attempt at even a field goal.
No wonder he had so much time to throw the ball. He had a lot of time.
And the amazing thing is we had pointed out that San Diego's line really outweighs Occidental's line in many spots.
In most spots, they really do.
Offense.
But here you go, San Diego hold. That'll set the ball back to the Ferreros, that's their nickname, 49-yard line. 7th penalty against San Diego. Occidental been hit by only 1 5-yarder. 4 seconds remaining in the first half. And they're going to run it out with Jerome McAlpin. And McAlpin is down, and that'll do it in the first half. And a surprise, Occidental 1-2 coming into this game, leading the University of San Diego, who are 9-1 last year and 3-0 this year. 14-7 Occidental. And coming up at halftime, we'll go to the NCAA Today in New York. Brent Musburger, Ara Parseghi, and Irv Cross will bring you up to date on what's happening all over throughout baseball and earlier games in NCAA Division III, and a preview of the Penn State-Alabama game coming up next Saturday on CBS. And I have to say one thing, that we're seeing two teams playing that multiple offense, and they like to move the ball.
They do, and the difference in the game so far really has been, Dick, that the Occidental College team has had better field position in the first half than the University of San Diego, and they were able to take advantage of that good field position, which is so very important.
So that's the end of the first half here at Occidental College in Los Angeles, and now here's a word from your local station.
Sunday, it's Archie and Gloria. First, Archie's caught in a lover's quarrel. Then Gloria's thrilled about her first date.
Contain yourself.
Two great comedies, Sunday.
This is CBS.
Thank God the leader we're wearing when you need us, night or day. Thank God the leader for fast and easy banking, here's the way.
At Bank of America, we try our best to make banking fast and easy. And we want to do it right.
Bank of the leader, be our bank, Bank of America.
Introducing a new group of automotive dealers with a new line of cars and trucks from Mitsubishi Motors. The Starry, the sports car that's charged with more than a turbo. The Cordia, an electrifying new sports coupe. The Tritium, the sedan that conquered time and space. And a full line of pickups. Look for them at your new Mitsubishi Motors dealer, where you see this sign.
These are wild burros, rounded up from the southwest desert. It's a tough job, but it's got to be done, because the number of burros has grown so large that survival of other wildlife, the fragile desert environment, even the survival of the burros themselves is at stake. So you can help these animals and enjoy having your own burro by adopting one from the Bureau of Land Management. For information, write Adopt a Burro, Consumer Information Center, Pueblo, Colorado.
Lightning strikes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6:30 on News 8.
People an opportunity to realize their talents and potential, building a positive attitude in today's youth, preparing better citizens for tomorrow. These are goals of the NCAA's Volunteers for Youth program. Volunteers for Youth are college student athletes who share their time and talents by working with junior high school-aged young people at NCAA colleges. NCAA Volunteers for Youth, helping young people prepare for their future. The preceding message provided by the NCAA.
Let me begin this sports news update by getting you up to the moment as far as Major League Baseball is concerned. Last day of the regular season, and it has all come down to one game for Milwaukee and Baltimore. And shortstop Robin Yount of the Brewers, who probably will be the American League's most valuable player, has slugged 2 home runs in this game, and the Brewers lead the Orioles 3-1. Over in the National League, meanwhile, Atlanta has just gone ahead of San Diego 1-0 in the top of the 5th inning, and a home run by Terry Harper off Tim Lawler. It was the first hit that the Padres' Lawler has surrendered so far in that game. The Padres are now batting in the bottom of the 5th inning. And, of course, up the coast in California, the Dodgers and the Giants are tied at 2 in the 4th. Fernando Valenzuela struggling. He has struck out 5, but he has walked 5. He also squandered a 2-run lead. The Dodgers, of course, must win, and the Braves must lose to force a 1-game playoff in the National League tomorrow. Meanwhile, our Irv Cross tells me that we are going to have an all-star game in professional football in Washington next week.
In Washington, D.C. next week, there will be an all-star game. The NFL Players Association has put it together. The National Conference East team, for example, will have a quarterback, Joe Theismann, and backing him up will be Neil Lomax from the St. Louis Cardinals, and their wide receivers will be Art Monk from Washington, and they've got a pretty impressive staff. Look at their Ernest Gray, Tilley, and Carmichael, and the AFC East, or actually call them the American East quarterback will be Richard Todd and Steve Grogan, and of course the wide receivers they'll be throwing the ball to will be Walker, Moore, Butler, and Stanley Morgan. So they were able to put that all-star team together, and it surprised really a lot of people.
Gee, I would think that the coaches around the league would be concerned about that.
Oh, I certainly would if I was a coach. All positions are important, but particularly the quarterback spot where you've spent all that time training, reading, and all that work. I'll tell you, with one little injury and you're gone for the season, and it could really hurt a football team.
I wonder if maybe this isn't just negotiating pressure. Get them back to the table, get some movement.
Well, yeah, there is pressure put on by this because Ed Garvey has said all along that he thought that if the players played in a game like this, the owners may not challenge it because he's not sure if the standard player contract they currently have wouldn't allow them to do this. The other reason, though, the players that come in this game, surprisingly so, is that they were able to get career-ending insurance from Lloyd's of London. So if anybody gets hurt, they get a nice big paycheck.
Gary, you might not be doing anything next Sunday. You want to go coach one of them?
Nope. Although I take Joe Theismann, I know what he can do.
Yeah, you sure do that. But listen, we got some action Saturday on CBS. We're going to have Penn State and Alabama. Let's come back and take a look at what the Bear did last night, talk about that game, and we will do that here on CBS in just a moment.
America's colleges, outstanding resources improving the quality of life, providing diversified career opportunities. Social welfare is contributing to higher education's role in serving society. The University of Chicago features one of the nation's finest programs.
You've got to start with hope and idealism and sensitivity, and ultimately temper that with a whole lot of practical skills, some realism, some willingness to fight with systems around you.
Your sense of self-esteem has to be pretty intact. It has to be pretty firm and solid, because you don't get a lot of pats in the back for the work that you do. You certainly don't get a lot of money for what you do. And you're doing work that a lot of people would rather not know about.
It is a profession that is sensitive to the needs of people, and it is concerned about their well-being.
10 years ago, students were motivated primarily by a sense of idealism about what society should be able to do or how society should be able to change. I think what we're seeing now is students who have probably a stronger commitment to institutional forms of dealing with social problems.
I think it's watching people grow.
America's energy is mind power. The preceding message provided by the NCAA.
End of shift, the new day's dawning. Partner's late, but the coffee's warming. Here's the way you share your morning. Maxwell House and you get that the last drop feeling. With Maxwell House, only Maxwell House gives you good to the last drop feeling. Maxwell House.
There go your auto insurance rates. Because most insurers won't forgive even one accident that's your fault. But Kemper will. Count on the cavalry. If you've been with Kemper through 5 years of safe driving, your first at-fault accident won't mean a rate increase. To get first accident forgiveness, call out the cavalry. Once you compare Kemper, you'll ride with us.
This fun's for everyone who's ready for the action when the whistle blows. Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. For all you do. This Bud's for you.
All of you fans of college football are going to want to circle next Saturday on your calendar, because right here on CBS, we're going to have one of the games of the year. Penn State will be taking on the Bear Bryant's Alabama team. And what a showdown that's going to be. The NCAA today will kick it all off at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And, of course, last night the Bear rolled to his 4th straight victory. But, you know, some have questioned the Tide's soft early schedule. It's included the likes of Arkansas State. But next Saturday, no question.
For the first time in a long time, the Nittany Lions are looking to a quarterback. Todd Blackledge, only a junior. Just rarely has preseason Heisman Trophy candidate Kurt Warner shown the stuff that made him an All-American last year, but one of those times came last week against Nebraska. Warner then completed what he set up with this touchdown run. And if he's on, that Tide defense will have its hands full.
They're a fine ball team with Todd Blackledge at quarterback and Kurt Warner, running back. You can't beat that.
Last week's win over Nebraska was pulled out in the final minute. 4th down. Blackledge to Kenny Jackson. Then Mike McCloskey does a marvelous job of keeping 1 foot in bounds. And the finish was simply one that everyone will recall.
Nope, they're going to play action fake. Blackledge over the middle. Did he get it? Touchdown! Kurt Bowman!
Beating Nebraska in the last 4 seconds gave us confidence that we can beat any team in the country.
I'm sure that Alabama's going to be every bit as tough as Nebraska was last week, but I think that we'll be ready for them.
But the Tide is on a roll. Last night, 34-7 over Arkansas State. Out of the wishbone. Look at the outside man. Fallout Cutruth. Get in. Quarterback Walter Lewis has had an easy time as a ball handler, but next week will be a lot tougher.
Penn State, they were somewhat in the same position that we were in last year with the young players. A lot of their young players now are juniors, and they've grown up and performing well. I know the quarterback, Todd Blackledge, he's doing a tremendous job for them.
But the Tide may have to go to the air out of the bone next week against Penn State.
Penn State game always has a special meaning to us. The last 2 times out, we've defeated them, and I know they hold that dear at heart, and I know they're going to want to win the game real bad, and I also hope that we can keep them from winning.
I'll tell you, it's going to be a great game. No prediction. Good game. That's all I can predict.
Era Paterno's got an extra week off now to get ready for the Bear. Will that work in Penn State's advantage?
Well, he's taken a page out of the Bears' book, I think, because that's what Bears always done, an open game if he can or an easy game. But Paterno's got to go down to Birmingham to play. And, you know, you play in the Bears' lair, I'll tell you, it's tough. You don't always win the games down there. And last year, when they played that game 31-16 where Alabama won, it was a much closer game than that. And the key in that game was the Alabama defense. They stopped Penn State inside the 5-yard line countless number of times. And we'll have to watch in this ball game. I'm making a prediction. If in those 2 weeks he has solved the problem of being able to get the ball into the end zone, Penn State might upset him down to Birmingham.
All right, again, we will start our coverage of that game next Saturday at 1 p.m. And then I guess, Herb, the next day we can look forward to a pro football game with those players.
No, wait a minute. I'm sure the NFL owners and management will challenge that all-star game through the courts. There's no question in my mind about that.
In other words, they will claim that because they have individual contracts with Joe Theismann and Neil Lomax and the other players, that they would violate their contracts if they play.
Absolutely. I'm sure that they'll go to the courts and exercise every legal right and every legal option they have to challenge that game.
Irony of ironies, as I recall it, WTBS, which is a station owned by Ted Turner, has contracted to pick up these All-Star games. That is a non-union station. And that brings us to a whole new set of circumstances that we'll be finding out. And we will continue our special coverage of Division III here on CBS on this Sunday afternoon in just a moment.
Right now, the one thing you want most is an opportunity.
The last thing I want is for my boy to get hurt. So I gave him an Norelco. It treats him with tender, loving care. Doesn't nick or cut like blades can, and shaves his face baby smooth. He loves his Norelco, because it cuts down whiskers like Mark Gastineau cuts down quarterback.
Right, Mom. I swear by my Norelco.
I wish you wouldn't swear.
Norelco Rotatract. Tough on your beard, not on your face.
Hey, here it comes.
Look, those honest eyes, that square jaw.
That dead raccoon.
I'll trade you this for your hot dog. You still take a great picture.
Still?
You know how I got this coat? It knocked over your garbage can.
He played football? Well, he used to be a lot taller.
Now there's an honest face.
That's why he was acquitted.
If you don't have a sun camera, there's something left out of your life.
Mother wanted a picture of you. Why?
Next Saturday on CBS Sports, a classic coaches matchup. Joe Paterno's Nittany Lions face Bear Bryant's Crimson Tide, plus other regional excitement. Next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Welcome back to Patterson Field at Occidental College outside of Los Angeles as Occidental leads the University of San Diego in a surprise, 14-7 at halftime. And as we pointed out, and our other broadcasters earlier, these kids are playing football because they want to play football. No scholarships. They're here for academics, and that means they have to get up, as the San Diego team did this morning at 6:15 to gather their equipment and get set to get on the team bus to make the 2.5-hour ride from San Diego up the freeway to Los Angeles. Most teams, of course, as you know, get in the night before, but that wasn't the case today, as the San Diego team, with their 3-0 record, 9-1 last year, filed on the bus at the early morning to take the ride up to Occidental. And there they were, North US 5, heading for Los Angeles in the game. And when they got here, they each were given some box lunches. Actually, that's being charitable. It was a bag of lunch, Hank.
A little brownie bag, that's all they had, and they enjoyed it. And two players missed the trip, and I asked Father Cahill, who was the athletic director, I said, was there a fine involved? He said, yes. We're gonna take their bag lunch away from on the way back.
And maybe they'll miss the bus going back.
That could be the best thing to happen to both kids.
So that was the team meal as they came up here, but that's part of what Division III football is all about, and we talk about the fact that the intensity and desire is there, if not the size and ability, and they're having fun and it's enjoyable, Henry.
Well, the game's a thing. You got to realize, and you must put it in the right perspective, football is going to be football regardless of who plays it or how it's played. These people are a little smaller. They don't have as much ability, as much skill as other people in bigger divisions and professional football, but they enjoy playing football. It's been a lot of fun. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, you have to have a lot of little boy in you to play games. These boys are little boys, and they're doing a great job.
All right, so it's 14-7 right now. Let's take a closer look at the University of San Diego and Occidental College.
The University of San Diego, located in the heart of America's finest city. On a mesa top overlooking Mission Bay, USD enrolls 5,000 students in undergraduate and graduate programs in the arts and sciences, law, business, education, and nursing. An independent Catholic university, USD combines academic excellence with concern for values and the personal development of its students. The University of San Diego, quality in the classroom and on the playing field. The scholar athlete is a very special person. Special because these athletes study as hard as they play. Mind, muscle, spirit, stretch to explore their potential. That's how Occidental College has produced over the years 19 Olympic athletes and scholars too numerous to count. 1,700 men and women attend highly selective Occidental College, and 75% of its graduates go on to graduate school. The Scholar Athlete and Occidental College reach for excellence. CBS Sports coverage of today's game is sponsored by Radio Shack, the computer experts with over 6,500 locations nationwide. And by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you.
We're back in the halftime statistics, Hank.
It was really amazing to both of us, I think, as we watched both teams play, how well Occidental College did in the first half. We didn't expect that to happen, but you have to give them all a lot of credit. They did a super job. The University of San Diego leads in passing yards, 216 to 153, total yards, 271 to 165. But overall, why the score is the important thing, and University Occidental is winning 14-7.
And John Crowley, the team center, kicks off and is picked up by Billy Hamilton. Hamilton running wide to the 15-yard line, and Hamilton trying to break the last tackle. Almost did. He got away from Mike Schmidt, who apparently had him, and a 34-yard run back. A superb run back brings the ball for the University of San Diego just short of the 45-yard line. So a fine run back by Billy Hamilton, a senior from Mesa, California. The quarterback for the University of San Diego is Eric Sweet, a senior from Logansport, Indiana. He is 7-0 as a starter, so that string is on the line today. He's very tough under pressure. Running backs Jerome McAlpin, number 4, Lee Smith, number 26. McAlpin, the tailback, and he carries on first down, and he gets 5 yards on the carry. The wide receivers for San Diego, Michael Risch, number 18, and Jim Riley, number 40, although they switch in their wide receivers. Bill Vinovich with the play.
You know, the offensive line of the University of San Diego is a large one. The left tackle is 6'6", 250. The left guard is 6 foot, 215, 215 center, 225 and 250. Good size for this caliber of competition.
Mitch Green, the tight end, was in motion. And once again, McAlpin, the tailback, has a first down as he carries several people, including the middle linebacker, Dennis Arnett, past the 45-yard line to the 43-yard line of Occidental. So University of San Diego 3-0, but stung in this first half, coming out strong here. And they have a 1st and 10 at the 42.
They went in the game with the anticipation of being able to run the football. They didn't do that well in the first half, and evidently they're going to go right back to the game plan and try to do a better job of it in the second half.
McAlpin has gained 46 yards on 7 carries, and they're going to him heavily, although this time he gets up just a couple. Paris Devine, a weak side linebacker, makes the stop. Occidental on defense right here, and a couple of their outstanding players is Eric Raff, number 50, a right tackle, who is a senior from Corona Del Mar at 191, and Ron Scott, also a senior from La Mirada, California, who, by the way, is a senior but eligible to play next year as a graduate student. He's only played 3 years as an undergrad. 2nd down and 9 following that 1-yard pickup. Round eye view of the blue-shirted Toreros. And McAlpin gets the call again, and he gets just to about the 36-yard line. Middle linebacker Dennis Arnett. No question what they're trying to do out to shoot in the second half.
No, I'll go way out in the limb and say they're trying to run the football.
All right. A torero is a matador not of Spanish descent, for those people that like to keep track of various nicknames. All of a sudden, though, they've got the people on the passing attack, such as Michael Risch, who's wide to the right, number 18, and Jim Riley, 40, split left. Sweet can throw it.
Well, there's a lot of room on that right side again.
Riley in motion, and the pitch goes to Jimmy Smith. And that play has not worked effectively at all, because people like Eric Raff, who made the tackle, and coming up from the other linebacker spot, Chris Herbst, have been very good in lateral movement today.
One thing that you have to be aware of is that the University of San Diego coaching staff realized that they were slanting, talking about Occidental. Slanting means that you're, instead of taking a straight-ahead charge, you're going left or right In this particular case, Occidental is going to the tight end side. They ran away from that formation that time, and in spite of that, the Occidental team did a great job.
Injured player on the field. You know, Hank, yesterday we were talking to the Occidental coaches, and they weren't perturbed at all that San Diego had the edge in weight.
No, it's surprising because they were not concerned at all. They felt they're going to win the football game.
And so far, they're winning it, 14-7. Injured player on the field. He's getting up. We hope he's all right.
This bud's for everybody who races the weather to bring in the harvest. This bud's for all you do. The king of beers is coming through. Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser. For all you do. This bud's for you.
From Radio Shack's world of the TRS-80 comes the Model 3 computer. And this month only, save $111. Select from Radio Shack's huge program library to aid your children's education. Plan your personal and household budgets. Or to entertain with fast-action games. You can even learn to write programs. The TRS-80 Model 3 on sale for $888. Only at Radio Shack, the computer experts.
Early action, third quarter. Dick Stockton and Hank Stram here at Occidental College in Los Angeles on 4th and 4 at the 46-yard line. They're going for it, and Jerome McAlpin barrels his way to the 30 and has a first down. For the University of San Diego, Jason Oshima, who hails from Honolulu, Hawaii, made the tackle for Occidental. So they're keeping the ball on the ground, and the University of San Diego, 3-0, moving the ball here in their first possession.
The offensive line did a good job on the right side that time of getting off the football. Steve asked the offensive center, Bill Healy, the right guard, really did a super job of coming off the ball.
First and 10. Big score, San Diego leading Atlanta 5-1 in the National League West race. That means if the Braves lose and the Dodgers beat the Giants, they will be a playoff tomorrow at Dodger Stadium to determine the champion of the National League West to go against the St. Louis Cardinals. There's the score in the Dodgers-San Francisco game, 2-2. First and 10 at the 30-yard line. University of San Diego, and a man who played a big role in their rise as an athletic power, if you want to say, in certain sports, was Phil Woolpert, the former head basketball coach at San Francisco when Bill Russell and Casey Jones captured NCAA titles in the 50s.
We see the little girl trainer, Carolyn Ryback, on the field with the players. I asked her about her experience in that capacity. She said the first time she ran out in the field where the official said, hey, get off the field until the trainer gets out of there. She says, I'm sorry, I'm the trainer.
Another intriguing aspect of Division III play. First and 10. McAlpin, by the way, has gained 24 yards on this drive. In motion comes Jim Riley, the flanker, and a rollout. Eric Sweet looking downfield, and Riley's his man. He has it at the 15-yard line and is tackled by Dennis Arnett. To Jim Riley, who has a grade point average of over 3.0, and every summer joins officer training in the military. What he wants to do. Here it is.
Here it is, a rollout again. And Sweet, you know, you must compliment him on a fine touch. He's got great poise, beautiful ball, throws it right in the crowd. But the catch was made beautifully by Jim Riley, and they have another first down.
14-yard pickup. Riley, a sophomore from Springfield, Virginia. First and 10 at the 15. Here's McAlpin, and Eric Raff hit him right on. Great play by Eric Raff, the senior who is a bona fide All-America candidate in Division III play, has been an all-conference lineman and captain of the Occidental Rugby Club as well.
Jimmy Smith, number 26, the fullback, was responsible for trying to block Raff, but he didn't get a good shot at him, and for that reason, Raff, number 50, was able to come from the inside and make the play.
Second and 10 at the 15. 15 for 22. Sweet passing today, 230 yards. Team trailing 14-7. A keeper, and Eric Sweet knifes into the end zone for the touchdown. He knifed off left tackle and went 15 yards on a keeper, Eric Sweet. And it's 14-13. Occidental leads Shea Thoreau.
That was supposed to be an option play, but it was no option. There was no chance to get the ball to anybody else. He was determined he was going to run it into the end zone. That's exactly what he did. A beautiful run by Eric Sweet, number 7, from Logansport, Indiana. Does a great job of running, gets it into the end zone, and now they're 1 point away from tying this contest.
Bob Losey will try to tie the ball game up now. Phil Spencer will hold, and Losey does it. The sophomore from Las Vegas caps the drive, 55 yards in 9 plays in just under 4 minutes. And so with 11:02 remaining here in the third quarter, San Diego's come back to tie up Oxy.
My little girl's inside. I couldn't reach her.
We'll get her out. Smoke is a killer. Most home fire deaths are caused by smoke and gases, not flames. Learn to stay low where the air is better, like firefighters do. Crawling could save your life.
Angela!
Learn how to prevent home fires and survive in an emergency in the Fire Safety Book, free from participating Shell dealers. Come to Shell for answers.
This is the largest truck plane in the free world. Hi, Don. My name is Jim White. I'm the plant manager here. I chose Bell because I expect my communication system, and I mean voice and data, to be a tool that helps me do my job. The Bell people say, Jim, you don't have to know how to keep the system running. We'll do that for you. And they do. That's what I call service, and that's why we chose Bell.
The knowledge business.
NCAA football projects its own competitive excitement and thrills at every level. This includes the 124 Division II and 192 Division III NCAA colleges which sponsor football. Join the colorful traditions at a Division II or III institution in your area by supporting their team.
Here's a coaching staff, and you have to give them a lot of credit. They did a good job of making adjustments. In the first half, the Occidental team was defensing them well, slanting a lot to the strong side of the field. They came back in the second half here and ran away from that slant, and Eric Sweet just went in for a touchdown away from that slant.
Pickner gets to the 16-yard line on the kickoff by Losey. 14-14 the score. Now, keep in mind, the University of San Diego defense, which did not give up a point in the first half this season until this game, trailed at 1 point, 14-0. And now let's see what Occidental does on offense, and they go back with their starting quarterback, Dan Osborne, who engineered the first touchdown, 6'1" junior from Westlake Village, California. 10:57 to go, and on the draw play, Jeff Bogert, the fullback, tries to go outside, and he's piled up by a bunch of Toreros, including Bill Thomas and Craig Carlisle. Thomas, the linebacker. So our look at Jeff Bogert, good leader on this team, a senior from Apple Valley, California, who's the leading rusher coming into the game.
And it looks like San Diego, the University of San Diego, really is showing a lot more animation, a lot more emotion in the second half defensively than they did early in the game. And they're all fired up, it looks like, and we'll see how they're going to play with that enthusiasm that they've expressed so far in the second half.
2nd and 8. Ball at the 16-yard line for Occidental. 14-14 the score. And Osborne up the middle, incomplete. He was going for Norm Stolzberg, the tight end. And right now, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York for a baseball update.
Dick, here is the play that has thrown the National League West up for grabs. You reported the score. Atlanta struck first on a home run by Terry Harper. Then the Padres loaded the bases off Camp. Inside out from Alan Wiggins. Harper can't make the stop out in left field. The ball strikes a towel and dies right there. 3 Padres score. They now lead at 5-1. Back to Dick Stockton.
All right, Brent, we'll be watching that game and the others that are meaningful in this last day. 3rd and 8 for Occidental. Dan Osborne. And in motion was Steve Millman. Osborne up the middle, trying to go to Bogert. And Hank, you're absolutely right. There's no question that the University of San Diego is a fired-up team. I don't know what Coach Bill Williams told them at halftime, but after what we saw at practice the other day, you know he's an animated fella.
Well, it looked like they were waiting for something to happen in the first half, and it did happen. They were losing 14-0. Now it looks like they're playing with the idea they're going to make something happen, and they're much more impressive the way they're responding to what they have seen so far on defense.
32-year-old Bill Williams, 7th year as head coach. And punting is the quarterback, Osborne. He's averaged over 47 yards a kick, and now you see why. And it's taken back by Phil Spencer at the 30. And Spencer is brought down by Scott at the 35. Great coverage, but a superb kick of 55 yards as the quarterbacks are the punters in this game. We have a timeout. It's 14-14 between Occidental and the University of San Diego.
You're looking at the two best reasons I take good care of my brakes. They're why I go to Midas on a regular basis. Midas inspects brakes the right way. I pull the wheel. If anything needs doing, I know it gets done right. Some people say I'm overly cautious, but I don't think so. I just feel better going to Midas.
When nothing but the best is ever gonna do, trust the Midas touch.
This Bud's for everyone who's in the groove. It's 5 minutes on the upswing of 5. Outside it's 87 degrees under sunny blue skies. Stay tuned for my band Flash. I'm moving out of here, having myself an ice cold brew. Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
All you do is for you.
I know.
Next Saturday on CBS Sports, a horse racing doubleheader, the Champagne Stakes and the Jockey Club Gold Cup. Watch them run next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Back at Patterson Field, we're tied at 14. University of San Diego has a series lead over Occidental 6-4. But Oxy's lost only one game at home in the series. And Jerome McAlpin gets loose for the moment and gets about 7 yards on the play. Ron Scott and Tom Geiger from the defensive secondary make the stop on the play.
Brought down by number 23, Tom Geiger, along with number 36.
Here's Father Cahill. He's the athletic director of the University of San Diego. He's from Chicago, Illinois. Spent 15 years up there in the Catholic League. I kidded him about a new pair of shoes. Looked like they were Gucci's. He said, I got them in Lost and Found. One of the students brought them over. They fit me, so I'm wearing them. They look great.
2nd and 2 with 9:18 to go. McAlpin drives for the first down. He's close to 70 yards rushing on the day. The middle linebacker, Dennis Arnett, makes the stop. So San Diego coming up by bus, as you saw, 75 strong, as opposed to some 45 for Occidental, showing their strength, keeping the ball on the ground. University of San Diego starting football in 56. Occidental started in 1894. In motion, the tight end, Mitch Green. 1st and 10 now at the 48-yard line. The pitch to McAlpin. McAlpin finds some room, slices to the 45-yard line of Occidental. And he has been the man of the day, McAlpin, the junior from Los Angeles.
They're slamming the ball at him very well at this stage of the game. The tempo, the rhythm, and I think the personality of this team is being expressed at this time. This is what they want to do. This is how they came into the game, with the anticipation of playing it. Now in the second half, they're starting to get their rhythm and tempo, and they're doing a good job of knocking them off the line of scrimmage and making something happen.
McAlpin was cut as a defensive back tryout as a freshman, came back, and it's paid off for him. Play action, Eric Sweet. He's looking, and it's intercepted by Ron Scott. Ron Scott cutting back against the grain. He's at midfield. He's at the 40-yard line, and he's upended at the 33 by the quarterback, Eric Sweet. So Ron Scott, who hopes to have a high government job someday.
I tell you, Eric Sweet did a good job of covering the area and making the play. He'd have been gone. He'd have changed the scoreboard on the play had it not been for Eric Sweet, the quarterback who came over and finally made the tackle. Here's the play, a play-action pass, something they like to do very much. It's a flood pattern, but he did not see the cornerback on the outside make the catch. Ron Scott, number 36, makes the interception, runs down the sideline, and watch Sweet come over here. Look at that. He goes right through a blocker and makes the tackle.
36-yard play. Jeff Goldstein off the left side is knocked out of bounds after picking up a bunch. He's 199 pounds, and when he gets some acceleration, he's awfully tough. So a 36-yard return by Ron Scott, and a big Occidental defensive play, changing the tenor of this game, which in the first half heavily favored Oxy and White. In the second half, it's been all University of San Diego. That's changed.
Now, the defense was all fired up a little while ago. We talked about that. Now let's see how they play when they got their backs to the wall, they have to make something happen if they're going to stop this drive. Talking about the University of San Diego.
2nd and 4, and Goldstein up the middle has a first down and more inside of the 20-yard line. He is a freshman from Coral Gables, Florida, and was the leading rusher in Dade County last year, leading scorer. He's got a lot of speed, and he said, well, the weather in San Diego is as good as it is in South Florida, and maybe he'll get some recognition on this team. He's gained 53 yards.
Surprising, they ran it the middle of the defense, which is very strong. Talking about the size viewpoint, 6'1", 258 is Marvin Castillo, number 66, and they've done a pretty good job of running at him and making some yardage.
1st and 10 at the 20. Again, Goldstein, not this time. He was hit immediately by Luis Sanchez, senior from Hayward, California, number 65. So they went to the well once too often on that play.
It looks like they did, and it looks like either one of the two teams at the right time with good field position could run a reverse or some kind of a misdirection play. The defense is really flying to what they see as far as where the ball initially is located, and some kind of a reverse or a misdirection play would be excellent.
Loss of 2 yards on the play, so it's 2nd and 12 right now. Occidental 14, University of San Diego 14, with 6:50 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Dick Stockton and Hank Strand. Play action. Osborne intercepted. An interception by Chip Jarvis. Chip Jarvis, a junior from Mission Viejo, and played at Saddleback Junior College with a big interception to snuff out that play.
He's not very large, 5'10", 170, but they like him very much. They think he's one of the better defensive backs they've had there in a long time, and they said possibly he would have a chance in professional football. Beautiful interception by Chip Jarvis, number 22.
Hank, do you think the audience at home can tell how fast and how big a lot of these players are, considering what they're seeing and the enthusiasm?
It's all so subjective. It really is. You know, the level of competition is very much the same, and I think anytime you see the competition even, it's really hard to tell the caliber of competition because they're playing very much the same style as you see with professional or bigger college team play.
Kelvin McClaskey, a freshman from Santa Ana, California, stopped Jerome McAlpin, who tried to go outside. McAlpin's been a big gun in the 2nd half.
University of San Diego likes to run the ball and throw a lot of play-action passes after they establish the run. They got caught the last time, but it's still a good philosophy.
2nd and 8. Ball at the 20-yard line, and McAlpin cutting inside. Gets by one man and gets to the 25. Dennis Arnett makes the stop, so it'll be 3rd and 5 now. The top Division III school, Widener of Pennsylvania, Baldwin Wallace, who played today and won, Albany State, Wisconsin Stout 4th, and Augustana of Illinois. And in the 3rd quarter, Wisconsin Stout leading Wisconsin Oshkosh 16-7 in our other Division III contest. 3rd and 4. McAlpin's gained 52 yards rushing this period alone. In a 14-14 game. Play action, and down he goes. And a superb play by number 55, David Kutowski. North Hollywood, California. A big sack for Occidental.
He came through there like it was a screen pass. Nobody blocked him on the play. And for that reason, Eric Sweet had no chance whatsoever to execute the screen pass.
Amazing thing is that these Occidental coaches were so confident as Eric Sweet gets set to punt with your end zone look, they said we may be better prepared than San Diego. Fair catch called for by John Feinstein, and good field position, which has been the story of the 1st half and here in the 2nd half as well. 1st and 10 when we come back at the 47 for Occidental.
You like us, we're teachers. Firemen, people just like you. These are the uniforms we wear at work. But these are the uniforms we wear when we serve part-time in the reserves and the National Guard.
You see, in the reserves and the Guard, you not only serve your country,
You're part of a first-rate team.
training alongside real buddies,
Yet while you serve, you can live at home.
and keep your full-time job.
Because in the reserves and the Guard, you don't have to give up one life to live another.
The Reserves and the National Guard. Talk to your local recruiter.
Nothing tastes like Hawaiian punch. You only have to taste it once. Taste of the flavor.
with the ball 1st and 10 on their 47-yard line with just under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Dick Stockton and Hank Stram in motion. Norm Stolzberg, the tight end. Osborne, and that's it. Ray Stuberg, who was born in Brooklyn, New York, 5'10", 180-pound junior. And Tracy Davis came storming in. Stuberg, who may be the strongest of the linebackers. And he was born in Brooklyn, but went to high school just across the campus from the University of San Diego.
You know what happened that time, Dick? You have to change the rhythm, have to change the count. I think the Occidental team has to change that tempo a little bit because the University of San Diego is picking it up, and they're getting good anticipation. That's what happened on the last play on the blitz.
9-yard loss. That's 6 sacks for 67 yards for the Toreros today. 2nd and 19. The ball at the 38. In motion, Vance Mueller, who scored 2 touchdowns. On the draw play, Jeff Bogert doesn't get too much to the 42-yard line. Tracy Davis makes the tackle. 14-0 as Osborne hit Mueller with an 8-yard pass, and then Monterosso with a 62-yard strike to Vance Mueller, and then San Diego came back with 2 scores. Here are the top defensive people. Bill Thomas, the junior from San Diego, the pre-med linebacker, and Fitzhugh Dinkins, a senior from San Diego at 6'2", 220. Hank was talking about how big he is. Number 75, 3rd and 15. 3.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter of a deadlock game. Beautiful day in Los Angeles.
They're blitzing again. Screen pass
Wide
with a
receiver
pass.
Screen and a flea flicker. Fitzhugh is going to Craig Roth. He has it. Craig Roth, touchdown. Yeah, they have the flea flicker here too.
Yeah, in executed. I've seen it thrown so many times in professional football where it didn't work. The execution of this play was fantastic, and they caught him. They caught him again. They caught him again in a big blitz. What a great-looking play, and they caught him in the blitz again. 2 big plays against the blitz, Dick.
58-yard play. Perfectly executed. And there it is, Craig Roth, a freshman from Norco, California, fastest receiver on the team, but had not caught a pass before this game. He's a free spirit. They say he has a hard time living by the team rules, but I think they'll let some of that slide if he continues to make those big plays. They went for 2 points, and they failed, so it is 20-14 in favor of Occidental. As the 2-point conversion failed, the 58-yard play they're still talking about.
I tell you, that's hard to do in practice, let alone the game. The execution of that thing was beautiful. That's hard to do even if you don't have a defense over there defending against the play. Beautiful execution on that last flea flicker play.
58-yard pass from Fitzhugh, the split end, to Craig Roth, a freshman. 20-14, 3:17 remaining.
That 1 point could make a big difference in this contest, Dick. Could come back to hurt him.
Now they went for the 2, which of course in college ball leaves you up for second guessing. A.J. Matthews, a freshman who was a soccer player and showed up 2 or 3 days before the season started, said, I want to kick, and found himself kicking in the opener. Booting this one, it's picked up by Billy Hamilton. Hamilton to the 21. Boy, I tell you, the way this game has gone back and forth, first half all Occidental, and San Diego seemed to gain control, but Occidental on the big flea flicker and the interception has helped them in this third period.
Made all the difference in the world.
Along with number 44, Rick Towner.
Both teams have really maintained a very high enthusiasm level throughout the game. There's been a little sag every once in a while, but overall it's been excellent.
Last year, University of San Diego won 38-13. That was down in San Diego. Occidental won here by 3 points 2 years ago. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. Sweep the quarterback, and McAlpin, who's been the top ground gainer all day, gets about 7 yards before Kelvin McClaskey, the strong side linebacker, brings him down.
I might add, I don't think we mentioned this yet, Dick, but I think the University of San Diego has lost 3 out of the last 4 games they've played here.
That's right. Milwaukee leading Baltimore 4-1. Winner take all in that game. And L.A. San Francisco tied 2-2. Dodgers know that the Braves are trailing to San Diego. 2nd and 3. In motion, Bill Vinovich. McAlpin, the tailback, hit hard right away, and a fine play by Dave Laramie, number 63, who's going up against a 225-pounder against the line. He's 220 himself, a graduate student who's completing his eligibility in all conferences of third baseman in baseball.
And that time they ran right into the slant, meaning that the defensive linemen go from either right or left. That time they went to their right instead of charging straight ahead, and they guessed right and made a big play on the run.
3rd and 2, Mitch Green, the tight end, was in motion. They're at the 28-yard line, and the pitch to Jimmy Smith, the fullback. And Smith may have a first down. I think he does. At the 33-yard line, Jason Oshima makes the tackle on Jimmy Smith, the senior from Midland, Texas.
Jimmy Smith just made something happen on that run. There was not very good blocking on the play. He did an excellent job of running and made the first down. He's 5'10", 195. And as you mentioned, from Midland, Texas.
Phil Spencer comes in from Jerome McAlpin as clock runs, 1:40 remaining. Michael Risch, number 18, who's the big wide receiver, has been a little bit under wraps in this game with 3 receptions, is wide to the right. Vinovich in motion. Smith, and a good carry by Smith, and I think they almost botched that handoff, but he made up for it.
They did, because Smith was trying to read where he was going to run. He had to run with his head up and his eyes open, and in the process, got a little contact with the quarterback, but he did an excellent job of reading what was taking place up front, took advantage of it, and popped through there for a big first down.
11-yard pickup, and 1:25 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Occidental leading University of San Diego 20-14. Mitch Green, the tight end, in motion. Eric Sweet to Smith. Look at that move by Smith into Occidental territory, and he's close to another first down. Jason Oshima with the tackle. So Jimmy Smith getting a hole, and he may have another first down.
You know, the great thing about what the offense is doing, too, the offensive line, they're playing off the ball as far as they can possibly go, so they have more time to read the reactions of the defense, and they're just taking what they're being given. If the lineman goes one way, they take him that way, and the back must read the block. That's exactly what Smith is doing right now in this drive.
2nd and less than a yard. Eric Sweet at the 43. And this time, Billy Hamilton has a first down going off the left end position, and the senior from Mesa, California, ridden out of bounds by Jason Oshima. 39 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. 20-14 is the score. And the ball at the 35. There's the chalkboard and some adjustments being made.
They do all the things that everybody else does in professional football, college football. The teaching process is excellent. There it is. There we see a good picture of the sideline with the University of San Diego players trying to absorb any adjustments that are being made during the course of the game.
Riley in motion, and a keeper by Sweet. Dives forward to the 28-yard line, a 7-yard pickup, and the middle linebacker Dennis Arnett makes the tackle.
You know, that was the first obvious mistake we've seen either one of the two teams make so far as assignment is concerned, and that's the thing the coaches talked about. All these kids are excellent students. They're very smart. They make very few mistakes, and that was the first one we've seen so far in the game.
2nd and 3. This may be the last play of the 3rd quarter. In motion, Mitch Green. And going back the other way is Vinovich, the wide receiver. And Smith up the middle, inside the 25. And why should the University of San Diego do anything else? Because they've been able to move the ball on the ground with both Smith and McAlpin, who has gained 92 yards. And for Bill Williams, who says he's got the best coaching job in America, doesn't matter what our record is, as long as they do well in class, I'm in good shape. Bill Williams, 32-year-old head coach, looking for his team to come back. That's the end of the 3rd quarter, and we'll be back with 4th quarter action after this message and a word from your local station.
Now the Cavalry has changed the way car insurance works with Kemper Total, new car repair or replacement coverage. If your car is ever badly damaged in an accident, ordinary insurance might not pay enough to put you on the road again. But Kemper Total will pay the cost to repair your car if possible, or replace it with a brand new car of the same make. About $3 extra a month in most cases. Kemper Total. Only from the Cavalry.
There's a different smoke in town. Backwoods, looking wild and tasting mild.
New backwoods smokes. How can anything that looks so wild taste so mild? New backwoods smokes.
natural tobacco, rugged look, gentle taste in a Keep 'em Fresh pocket pouch.
How can anything that looks so wild taste so mild?
This is CBS.
If you're a parent, this is a message for you about TV commercials. Now, your children see lots of them, and with your guidance, they can learn a lot from them. Commercials can help you do your job when it comes to teaching your children a sense of values, what is and isn't important and why. Commercials can help you teach them the value of a dollar, how to decide what's worth the money, and what saving is all about. Why not use TV commercials to help your children?
And you thought that moving wasn't a funny business? When I moved, to make sure my mail would be at my new door, I notified everyone a month before. The post office gave me a free change of address kit to make notifying even easier. And now, another serious note. Use your new zip code. Your mail, Mr. Borga? Already? Don't make your mail come looking for you. Notify everyone 1 month before you move, please.
This is KFMB, Channel 8, San Diego.
CBS Sports coverage of today's game is sponsored by the twin-action Norelco Rotatrack Razor and by Chevrolet, who invite you to take charge of a new Chevrolet car or truck at your Chevrolet dealers now.
Start of the fourth quarter, Occidental leading San Diego 20-14. Dick Stockton and Hank Stram. Division III college football played with gusto here at Occidental. And carrying the ball, Billy Hamilton on first down. Goes off the left side. Klasky makes the stop. No question, as Hank mentioned, that the University of San Diego keeping the ball on the ground. They gained 116 yards rushing that period. And this drive has been almost 60 yards on 9 straight rushing.
And they send the play in from the sideline, and then they also send a formation in once they send the play in. So they send 2 messages in on every play, talking about the University of San Diego.
2nd and 5 at the 16-yard line. Vinovich to the right, Riss is also to the right. It's a running play, and it's Billy Hamilton, who's ganged up going to the right side by McClaskey. And he had help from Joe Rinda, the left halfback. On this very field, by the way, at Occidental, the Washington Redskins used to train here in the 40s, and this was one of Sandy Baugh's favorite places to get ready for the season. Harry Gilmer was the backup. This is in the days of George Preston Marshall of the Redskins when they played the Rams in the LA Times charity game every year at the Coliseum. So this is a field of renown, no question about it. Patterson Field at Occidental. 3rd and 2.
And Jackie Kemp did a lot of business here, too. We mentioned that earlier.
Eric Sweet carries about 7 or 8 white-shirted Oxy players and has a first down inside the 10-yard line.
Dick Larry Godillo is the offensive coordinator. He's calling the plays from the sideline, and right next to him is Tim Call, the quarterback coach, and he sends in the formation. And that's what Eric Sweet has to recognize as he calls the plays from the messages he gets from the sideline.
Inside the 10. Pomona College, USC, and LA High School was on Occidental College's schedule a long time ago. Inner city football out in Los Angeles area. First down, McAlpin tests the middle and gets a couple of yards. That's right, you saw it right. USC, first game Occidental ever played was against the Trojans, and they won that game 10-0. Last time they played it was in 1934. They hold a series edge over UCLA, 5-4. Last time they played was in 1936.
And they wore those helmets where you could fold up after the game and put in your back pocket.
When you were at Purdue, they didn't have those.
Yeah, we still had them then.
I was giving you the benefit of the doubt.
No.
2nd and goal at the 7-yard line. Eric Sweet, Logansport, Indiana, in motion. Jim Riley. And the flip goes to Billy Hamilton. Loss on the play for the 11. Tell you one thing, Tom Geiger, number 23, who's an aerobics instructor, a sophomore from Agoura, California, really forced it.
Tom Geiger, number 23, from another angle. That's a good shot. Watch him. Number 23 comes in, makes a beautiful tackle, tackles him around the waist, drives him right to the ground. A beautiful shot by Tom Geiger, number 23.
3rd down at the 10-yard line. Total yards, Occidental almost doubled. 413 for San Diego. Oxy 230. But it's 20-14 Occidental on the board. Sweet. The throw. He's going for Rish. Touchdown. Michael Rish, the straight-A student who makes a big catch in just about every game. They thought he was too small originally. He's 165. He made a great play there.
Yes, and the ball, it was against bump and run defense. The ball was thrown perfectly. You see the play in professional football all the time, but you never see it better executed, any better executed than what you just saw. Rish caught the ball over the outside shoulder. Ball was thrown beautifully by Eric Sweet, number 7, and now they got a chance to return.
And Losey's kick is blocked, so this was an opportunity for USD to take the lead. And David Petrosky blocked the kick. Here's the touchdown first.
Goes back into the pocket, throws a beautiful touch by Eric Sweet right over the top of the defensive back, who has his back to the defense, or back to the offense. No chance whatsoever to make the play.
Introducing the incredible flexible fabric bandage.
When you have to move like this, you need a bandage that moves with you.
New flexible fabric bandage is made of a breathable, elastic fabric. So it flexes when you flex and stretches when you stretch.
When you have to move like this, you need a bandage that moves with you.
Try new flexible fabric bandage from Band-Aid brand. It moves with you, so it stays with you.
We are USA 1, and USA 1 is taking charge by launching 1983 with the most exciting offer in automotive history. Buy or order any new Chevy Chevette, Citation, full-size C10 pickup, love truck, or standard S10 pickup by November 15th, and get a round-trip ticket for 2 wherever Eastern Airlines flies, in the U.S., Canada, Mexico, Bermuda, Bahamas, or the Caribbean. Tickets good for a full year. There's never been an offer like it before.
Plenty of time remaining, and a 2020 barn burner here in Occidental, and Bob Losey will be kicking off, and the deep man is Craig Pinkner, number 27, and Pinkner coming up. No, it's taken by Scott at the 5-yard line, and Scott is hit and knocked out of bounds at the 25. Now, before, Occidental went for 2 points when they scored the go-ahead touchdown and missed to make it 20-14, and Bob Losey had a chance to put USD in front 21-20. The kick was blocked, and here it is. Conversion block.
Good penetration on the part of the Occidental team. They get right up the middle, and that's what happened. It did look like he was slow, just penetration, and there was not good blocking up front, and that's always the problem.
Rish, who caught the touchdown pass, by the way, has 4 catches, 67 yards, gives him 21 for the year. 1st and 10. Osborne. The pass is deflected by Dinkins. Finstuen was the intended receiver. John Finstuen, for the year at Occidental, he's a sophomore now, and he's one of 5 players who live under the stands here at Occidental, and we'll tell you about shortly.
No doors on that thing either. Manhole covers, it looks like, doesn't it?
Yeah. 2nd and 10. Ball is at the 23-yard line. In motion, Vance Mueller, who scored 2 touchdowns today. Play action. Dan Osborne. Chase. And down. Inside the 20 by Ray Stuber, who's been part of a group of 7 sacks, I think, by USD. Well, we talked about those 5 players. Finstuen is one of them, and so is Osborne, the quarterback, who live underneath the stands. Now, these are the empty stands here at Patterson Field. Now, if you go in the locker rooms, and through the locker rooms, there's a door, and these players, 5 of them in all, live there, and they do work around the stadium, and that's where they earn their room and board.
And that's where they supposedly study, too.
Yeah.
And look at this scene.
Yeah. I don't know if they're studying right now, but now, how about this license plate? Occidental football. All right. So, Division 3, we told you there'd be some unusual things. 11-18 remaining in the 4th quarter. We have a tie.
We are USA USA 1. And number 1 is taking charge in high-technology transportation. With new generation Chevrolets like Celebrity. Taking charge in production techniques. With the new high-compression electronic fuel-injected Cavalier. And taking over the streets. With the electrifying Camaro, Chevrolet, America's sales leader, is taking it all to the limit. USA 1 is taking charge.
How did your muffler sound before you came to Kmart K-Care?
Brum, brum.
I don't know how a muffler sounds.
Sound like a motorcycle? It isn't. It's my car.
Quiet your noisemaker now with the Arrestor Plus at a net installed price of $18.88 after you receive a $5 mail-in rebate.
The Kmart K-Care takes care of you.
It was thick.
Just smooth.
The American Football Coaches Association endorses ethical recruiting standards and supports the student-athlete search for academic and athletic excellence. Join the AFCA's efforts to support and practice ethical conduct in recruitment of student-athletes.
We're back in a tie score. Plenty of time remaining. Occidental led 14-0 at one point. San Diego came back to tie it at 14. And then a couple of touchdowns and a couple of missed conversions. And we have a 20-20 tie. Dan Osborne flips it to Jeff Goldstein, the freshman running back who has a head of steam, and Goldstein's on his way past midfield. And he's caught from behind at the 24-yard line by Greg Carlisle of the USD, and a big play by Jeff Goldstein.
A beautiful call, and the quarterback did a good job of acting on the play. Don Osborne made it look like a pass. There he goes back into the pocket. The linebacker blitzing on the play, throws it out to the right side to Goldstein, who runs down the sideline and looked like he was going to go all the way for the touchdown, was finally tackled from behind. What a beautiful run and a beautiful play by Goldstein.
58-yard play inside the 25 of USD. Occidental has it 1st and 10. Tie game. Vance Mueller, the freshman, going off the left side to the 15, 10. He's in for the touchdown. Touchdown for Vance Mueller, his 3rd of the game.
Boy, that was a counter play. Executed beautifully.
25 yards. To 20, Vance Mueller, his 3rd touchdown of the day, and A.J. Matthews with a conversion. Holding is Craig Pinkner. It's good. And it's 27-20, Hank.
That was a counter play. Takes a step to the right, back to the left side. Vance Mueller does a good job of running. Goes in all the way for the touchdown, and they go ahead 27-20.
Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge. America's hottest selling new size pickup, Chevy S10, is now available in 2 new models, S10 Maxi Cab and S10 Blazer. Taking charge with the Instatrack 4-wheel drive system. Shift from freewheeling 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive high and back at any speed. Try that with Datsun or Toyota. Chevy S10. There's never been a lineup of trucks like it before. Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge.
Recently, a landmark football game was played. Landmark, not because of the way it was played on the field, but because of the way it was played on TV. You see, this was the country's first network telecast transmitted over cables made up of hair-thin optical fibers. Cables which will eventually carry thousands of times more information without taking up any more space. G? No. GTE.
Next Saturday on CBS Sports, a classic coaches matchup. Joe Paterno's Nittany Lions face Bear Bryant's Crimson Tide, plus other regional excitement. Next Saturday on CBS Sports.
What a thrill it is for the kids, coaches, to see themselves on national television, not to see themselves, but to play on national TV. They'll be hearing about it, that's for sure, as Matthews kicks off to Hamilton. Hamilton going wide. And the whistle blows the play dead at the 23. Well, near the conclusion of today's game, as well as every CBS NCAA football telecast this season, commentators select the Chevrolet most valuable players from each competing team. Chevrolet donates a $1,000 scholarship to the General Scholarship Fund of each player's school to assist qualified students in all chosen academic disciplines. This is the 12th year of the Chevrolet Scholarship Program, and we at CBS Sports are delighted to be part of such a beneficial activity. So it's 27-20, Eric Sweet on play action, up the middle, and Mike Sears almost made a terrific catch. Incomplete. The sophomore.
He tried to make a diving catch. The ball was thrown just a little bit as a play action fake. The ball was thrown a little bit too far out in front. He made a diving effort, but just wasn't capable of making the catch.
2nd and 10. Mike Sears trying to get loose. Pass going for him. Penalty marker down. Sears makes the catch this time and is brought down by Jason Oshima, the safety. A 24-yard pickup, but let's wait. The flag way back at the 25.
Okay, looks like the pass is more complete. Okay.
Hearing the officials, Norm Barucki is the referee from
You take
South
more by
Laguna.
taking the play for getting the penalty. Okay?
It'll be against Occidental.
Holding, defense, refused.
First down at the 46-yard line. USD, 10:21 remaining, trailing by 7.
And the execution of that play and the timing of the play was excellent that time. Eric Sweet put it right on the money, right where it had to be. Beautiful.
We're seeing tremendous execution on both sides.
We really are, and with a lot of formations, a lot of movement, a lot of motion.
The tailback is McAlpin, cuts to the outside and is hit immediately by Cam Sebo, the left end, picking up a few yards. Major League Baseball, this is the final day of the regular season. In the 8th inning, Milwaukee leading Baltimore 5-1, and the Brewers are 1 inning away from capturing the American League East title, going against the Angels. L.A. and San Francisco still tied. They're in the 7th inning, 2-2 in the National League West, where San Diego leads Atlanta 5-1 in the 8th inning. If Atlanta loses and the Dodgers beat the Giants, there's a playoff in L.A. tomorrow for the National League West title. If not, Atlanta's the champion. 2nd and 5. Rolling out is Sweet under pressure. And the tight end, Mitch Green, makes the catch, and a fine one at the 31. What catches we've seen on both sides today, especially this fella Green, the freshman.
What catches and what effort. A great, great effort. And, you know, the coaches talked about Eric Sweet, said, you know, he really doesn't have a great arm. He doesn't have tremendous speed, but he just gets the job done. He doesn't throw a pretty ball, but in this game that we've seen today, everything they said about him is true. He gets it done. He's a great leader and makes something happen.
When he took off his T-shirt, when he joined the club, there's no muscle tone. He said the body scared us. We didn't think he could do it.
Looked like he fell in a bucket of whitewashers.
But here's Sweet doing the job. McAlpin, who's been the leading rusher in this entire game, gets to the 24-yard line. Chris Herbst makes the tackle on the play. By the way, Green, the tight end, has caught 4 passes in the ball game for San Diego, and so is Risch, the wide receiver.
Going back to Sweet, he's an excellent baseball player, too. He's an outfielder, and loves to play there, too.
Stanford quarterback coach Joe Martin liked him. No spot for him at Stanford. Called USD, and he found a home. McAlpin's gained 103 yards now in this contest with 8:35 to go. And it looked like it might have been a fumble. It wasn't. It was a handoff to Jimmy Smith on a play that didn't quite get into sync. Smith was hit immediately by Paris Devine for a loss.
Yeah, there's a blitz on the play, and for that reason, they have no chance whatsoever to get any penetration. And anytime you run that kind of a play and you get penetration on a defense, you're out of business, and that's what happened on that last play.
So Eric Sweet, quarterbacking this game all the way, is a senior. Having a fine game, but team trailing 27-20 and a surprise.
We might see a rollout here. He likes to roll out. We might see one here in this situation. Here he comes.
Sweet, and it's intercepted by Baron Scott. second interception for Ron Scott, the senior from La Mirada, California, who may be the best athlete on this team. Ron Scott returns at 12 yards.
It didn't look like he saw Scott. He didn't see him the last time he was intercepted, and I don't think he saw him on this occasion either. He jumps right up in front of the receiver Sears and makes the interception and knocks him right out of the drive, and they have possession. Oxy does have possession, 1st and 10.
And the pass intended for Mike Sears, and Occidental has it at the 30. 7:45 remaining, 4th quarter, and a wild game here at Patterson Field in Occidental. Osborne, quick toss, going deep, and Finstune incomplete on the play, and a penalty flag down. A penalty marker down. Finstune, they wanted to go deep. Jerry Smith, junior from Santa Ana, California, defender.
Pass interference, defense, 1st down.
And it's a 1st down. Pass interference called against the Toreros.
You know, I'm still amazed, Dick. With all the things they do offensively and defensively, they have not made any mistakes, glaring mistakes on defense or offense, and that's really a great compliment to the coaches and the players, especially so since they don't have any meetings now.
And also, they didn't have an extensive scouting situation as far as film.
Of course, that might have helped them.
You would know. 1st and 10 at the 49. And Roth moved, and Goldstein carries, but Craig Roth moved the outside receiver, the flanker moved, and the penalty will be against Occidental.
You know, sometimes you have such a extensive scouting system that sometimes you know so much about the opposition that when you get through the scouting report, you don't know what you can do. The guy says, scout says you can't do this and you can't do that.
Bring it back 5.
You don't know what's left.
Hank, you think they ought to lock the coaches out of
over
the stadium on the
bring
day
it back
of the game?
all the
A
way
lot of
to the
people
line.
have come up with that idea.
Let the alumni coach the game.
Right in there. You got it. Okay.
They do all the kicking.
Illegal procedure, offense.
All right, as we told you, Craig Roth. So Occidental, that's only the 2nd penalty. As you look at Bill Williams, 32 years old, says his players are his best recruiters. They like the climate in San Diego, the academic program. And we were down there on Friday, all of us, and it seemed to be a fun place to work and play. Here's Vance Mueller, freshman. He slices off and gets maybe a yard on the play.
You know, it's hard for me to go into San Diego and not think about Sid Gilman and all those Lance Allworth and John Hadel and all those great players that we used to play against when I was at Kansas City. But it's a great area, and the University of San Diego is a beautiful school.
Dale Whitall, 29 years old, succeeds Jerry Howe. You know, George Allen's son, Bruce, who's 23, was the youngest coach in NCAA play in 1979. He coached 1 year. They were 1-9. He coached Occidental. I remember George was helping a little bit with diagramming some plays when we got together. We saw that.
There's a counter play again.
Jeff Goldstein outside, and great pursuit by number 48, Steve Bogart, a sophomore from Hacienda Heights.
I don't think George would like for you to say that he was helping them when they were 1-9.
Well, I remember on napkins he was drawing some plays. Well, tonight on CBS starts with 60 Minutes, followed by Archie Bunker's Place and Gloria. Then it's the Jeffersons, One Day at a Time, and Chopper John M.D., all tonight on CBS.
I just got a telegram from George.
Wouldn't be surprised. 3rd and 13 at the 46-yard line. Finstune in motion, number 85. 27-20, Occidental leading. Mueller moving outside. Osborne with time. He's going for Stolzberg. And Norm Stolzberg, the tailback turned tight end with a circus catch. What a play by him.
We get another good shot of it from the end zone. Beautiful play here. Osborne thrown to Stolzberg. Makes a leaping catch. Here he goes, back into the pocket. Protection is good. He favors the right side a little bit. Throws it right out in front. Look at a diving, leaping catch. He must have long fingernails to make that catch.
He's a great athlete. We told you he wants to join the Secret Service or the CIA. All-Conference Rookie of the Year. And an outstanding athlete from Bellevue, Washington. He's caught 4 today for 41 yards.
And here again, he was a running back, and they just didn't feel that they could keep him on the bench because of Mueller. So they had to put them both in a game at the same time. And boy, what a great change that was, and a great addition to their squad.
They're calling the play for Dan Osborne. He has seen most of the action. Jeff Monteroso, the other junior quarterback, was in there as well and engineered a big touchdown play. Rudolph is a part-time coach at Kansas State, assistant at Indiana State at University of Pennsylvania. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. In motion comes Vance Mueller, and Bogert, the fullback, off the right side. Nearly 5 minutes remaining, fourth quarter. Dick Stockton and Hank Stram, and we're having a good time today.
Having a lot of fun, and Jim Barker is calling the plays from the sideline for the Occidental team and really doing a good job of keeping the defense off balance and mixing up the offense with a run and the pass.
Timeout, Story. There's Barker. 2 brother combinations on this team, John Barker and Jim, and Rick and Ray Mulatto.
Delightful guys. And Echeverry is the sports information director and also the defensive coordinator. How do you like that, Steve?
Jack of all trades, huh?
The stats for the defense ought to be good. He's taking care of them.
9th inning at San Diego. Padres leading. Here is Vance Mueller off the right side. And getting close to the 30, and flags all over the place. We have more yellow flags thrown than orange balloons as the Occidental fans have brought, and we may have a face mask here.
Okay, let's bring it up.
We'll march it off against USD.
Right there. Right there. Dead ball. Personal foul. Defense. First down.
Occidental with a lead and great field position and time on their side at 4:25 to go.
That looked like it was a late hit. There it is.
Greg Stein really barreled into him. So it's a 1st and 10 on the 19-yard line for the white-shirted Occidental College Tigers. And Jeff Bogert tries to go outside. Fumbles it out of bounds. Still Occidental ball. Craig Carlisle knocks him away.
University of San Diego's up there tight, doing a lot of blitzing. If they're not careful, they could get hurt with another big play. They're playing bump and run on the outside receiver over here, and it might be that if they can pass block, they can get the ball deep outside into the end zone for another big play.
4:19 remaining. Occidental College, who said better known for track and field, Jim Bush, the famed UCLA track coach, coached here. Dean Cromwell was a student at Occidental. He has a field named after him at Southern California. Jack had talked about Jack Kemp, now the congressman in New York, who's the most prolific football personage to come from here.
Jack did, is that what you said?
Yeah, Jack Kemp, yeah. Right?
He was a great one. We saw a lot of him back in the old days of the American Football League. He was terrific.
Goldstein going off the left side, going wide. Gets to the 10-yard line, and Greg Stein makes the tackle. Also from Occidental, Sammy Lee, who was an Olympic diving champion, who now coaches the magnificent Greg Louganis, also attended Occidental. So they've had their share of outstanding athletes and distinguished people here. Clock running. Fourth quarter. It'll be 3rd and 4 for Oxy at the 10-yard line of USD, leading 27-20. Which at one point they had a 14-0 lead. Once again, flag. Officials getting into the action today.
Wide all the way.
That kind of mistake all afternoon.
Okay, bring it back.
It's amazing. These kids can do as well as they've done without any meeting time. It just goes to show you.
Dead ball. Ball
we'll see the
start.
call.
Offense. 3rd down.
Hank said we haven't seen that today. San Francisco Giants and the Los Angeles Dodgers. And the Giants lead the Dodgers 5-2 in the 7th. If that score holds, the Atlanta Braves, no matter what they do, will win the National League West. The Braves lost to San Diego, but if the Giants hold on to the lead, Atlanta wins the National League West title. Vince June is back there. He has a touchdown. I can't believe the catches we've seen today.
Did you see? There it is. He gets a bump and run. He laid it up there, and the kid did a fantastic job. Vince doing number 85. He sucked it right out of the air. Unbelievable catch. What a leaper.
A.J. Matthews, and it's 33-20, and Occidental has just about sealed this one away. Matthews' kick is good. It's 34-20. It's Division III, but these catches would be great at any.
Watch, this is a bump and run. Look, he throws it up on top, and look at the great leaping catch made by John Finchune. Beautiful play.
Roger Staubach for Rolaids.
How do you spell relief? I spell relief R-O-L-A-I-D-S. You're at the fire station, you eat in a hurry, and you eat a lot. You want to make sure you get your share.
For acid indigestion, R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Rolaids really does spell relief.
Like a sponge, Rolaids antacid medicine consumes 100% of the acid required to give millions 100% relief.
I spell it R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
For millions of Americans, Rolaids spells 100% relief.
We are USA 1, and USA 1 is taking charge by launching 1983 with the most exciting offer in automotive history. Buy or order any new Chevy Chevette, Citation, full-size C10 pickup, love truck, or standard S10 pickup by November 15th, and get a round-trip ticket for two wherever Eastern Airlines flies, in the U.S., Canada, Mexico, Bermuda, Bahamas, or the Caribbean. Tickets good for a full year. There's never been an offer like it before.
We've had spectacular plays. That was a 15-yard catch by Finchune. But we've also had a 62-yard pass from Monterosso to Mueller earlier in the ball game, a flea flicker for 58 yards. Just a little bit of everything. Kickoff taken by Hamilton of USD, returns it to the 27. 3:13 remaining in the fourth quarter, and Occidental 1-2 on the year, leading 34-20 over 3-0 University of San Diego.
And how about A.J. Matthews, the young kicker for Occidental? He's a walk-on, excellent athlete, and works out just 3 times a week on his own.
It's called set your own rules.
That's right, yeah, do it. We don't want to interrupt you with practice, but if you have a chance to come out, do so sometimes, would you?
Eric Sweet, up the middle, intercepted. Joe Winda, sophomore from Maywood, California. He likes to Ukrainian dancing. Today he likes picking off passing. And the third interception by Occidental. Now we came here, Division III game in a field that seats 3,000 to see 2 schools play, and we have had quite a show.
Here's the intercepted pass. Eric going back into the pocket. Sweet has enough time to throw the ball, but it's intercepted. And again, Occidental has possession. Now they run their first play from scrimmage.
Bogert carries. Under 3 minutes to play. And Occidental Tigers pulling an upset here. Last week they beat USF 32-6 in a game played at Kezar Stadium.
Yeah, and how about, and that was the first game we ever played as a football team way back in 1960 in the American Football League. We played the Oakland Raiders, and Eddie Erlasz was the coach at the time.
As we said at the outset, brings back 2nd and 6. Dan Osborne, outstanding day at quarterback. And Jeff Goldstein, just a freshman. Second effort by Goldstein as a first down at the 30. Bill Thomas, the fine linebacker for USD, stops.
Well, it just goes to show you the stats are very unimportant. Going into the game, University of San Diego came down here with about 70 players. Occidental has 40 dressed, that's all. And look at the outcome of the game. It's hard to figure.
And a bigger team, too.
Oh, a much bigger, stronger looking team.
Osborne 12 for 23, 177 yards and 2 touchdowns. Gives them 5 for the season. Keeping the ball on the ground to the fullback, Jeff Bogert. Under 2 minutes to play. Stein the tackle. What was interesting about this game, normally you see games in which the fans are here and then they leave. We've seen more fans arrive since the start of this game.
Well, I think probably they watched a little bit of it on television and
like what they saw.
Didn't like what they saw, and they came over here.
I don't want to think about that.
No.
Next week, NCAA football on CBS. Penn State and Alabama. Right now, we want to welcome the viewers who've been watching the game between Wisconsin Stout and Wisconsin Oshkosh in a gorgeous afternoon here in Los Angeles. Occidental College upsetting University of San Diego 34-20. Dick Stockton and Hank Stram. And if we talked about all the spectacular plays we have seen in this game, it would take us at least a half hour.
It really is. Again, it's unbelievable because they don't have that much practice time, but they executed the plays terrifically well.
2nd and 9. On the play action, sliding in is Osborne. Greg Stein puts the tackle on him. Clock running, as you see. Time permitting, we hope to go to New York. To Brent Musburger, Ara Parsegian, Irv Cross. Scores of what's happened today in NCAA Division III, plus the baseball pennant races on the last day of regular season.
And we'll be in the three-point stance ready to head to the airport.
Right. Heading east.
We got the starting blocks from the track coach.
There's Dan Osborne, philosophy major, quiet and analytical. You don't have to be a rah-rah guy to be quarterback. And Osborne has proved it. He wants to be a sports agent, so maybe his blood pressure will go up when he gets to that point. Who knows?
We go back to the meeting with the coaches yesterday, Occidental coaches. I was just amazed how relaxed and how loose they were and how confident they were. I couldn't believe it. They said, we're going to win the game, and we're going to win it because of this and because of that. And I thought, well, you know, you have to give them a lot of credit. They're great salesmen. If they can do a good job of selling that to their team, why, they're really something.
Yes,
They've done a super job of it, I guarantee it.
3rd and 16. Keeping it is the quarterback, Osborne, and he's back down at the 40-yard line. Well, the Chevrolet player of the game for Occidental is Vance Mueller, the freshman running back from Jackson, California. And the player of the game from University of San Diego is wide receiver Michael Risch, the deep threat who has caught 4 passes today. A check in the amount of $1,000 will be donated by Chevrolet to each school's general scholarship fund to further assist students in all chosen fields of academic endeavor. You know, if we saw the practice, I know you were impressed with Williams' practice at San Diego Friday, and then you heard about how confident the Occidental people were yesterday.
Yeah, it was, you know, when we came down here and saw both teams, we both came away, and the entire CBS staff really came away thinking that probably the University of San Diego would win the game because of the size, the number of people, and everything that we had seen. But there again, you can only play 11 at a time, and the way they played, yeah, the effort was excellent, really on the part of both teams. But this was really surprising to see this Occidental team play the way they did. You have to give them a lot of credit. They really have done a super job.
Don't forget, next week, CBS Sports presents NCAA football, Penn State against Alabama. That should be a dandy, plus other regional action. It'll start at 1 p.m. Eastern Time with Brent and Ara on the NCAA Today. We have a minute and a half remaining. Mueller, by the way, who is our Chevrolet MVP, 39 yards rushing, 102 yards receiving. He scored 3 touchdowns. Vance Mueller, they said he'll be a freshman sensation, and he's proven that. Osborne, the punter, from the 45. And a fair catch called for by San Diego, and that's the way the game started, isn't it?
Yep, exactly the same way. You know, talking about the assessment of both teams, years ago, I went to see an all-star game when I was at SMU, and Abe Martin was the coach of one team, and Bear Bryant was the coach of the other. Bear Bryant's team looked so impressive in practice, we couldn't believe it. We thought they were going to win the game easily. Don Meredith was a quarterback on the other team, and Abe Martin's team won in a breeze. It was amazing. Same setting.
Executive producer of NCAA Sports is Kevin O'Malley. Today's coverage of the University of San Diego Occidental College game produced by Michael Perks, directed by Peter Bleckner. Right now we have 1st and 10. At the 2-yard line, Eric Sweet with his team trailing 34-20, carrying himself and running out of it, has a first down and goes out of bounds. The associate producer of this broadcast, Phil Brown, and the engineers in charge, Phil Wilson and Brooks Graham. And I'd like to thank our spotters, Bob Hillier, who's a sophomore wide receiver at the University of San Diego, who's injured, Bill Geiger, Graduated last year from Occidental, and as usual, our right-hand man and valuable person up here, Marty Aronoff, who has kept statistics for us. Thanks to all of you and to the technicians who have had to come here to this small field and set up and build the scaffolds and everything to bring a game which I think you've enjoyed.
It's been great. It really has been a lot of fun.
1st and 10, and the pass caught by Smith. And Smith is hit, fumbles, and Occidental recovers. It's salt on the wound. Cam Siebold recovers the fumble by Smith, and Occidental has it with 1:07 to go and a 2-touchdown lead. And that shows you what desire can mean in football. You can't say enough about that.
Well, desire, I think both teams have a lot of desire. I think opportunity is also very important. Again, early in the game, I think that the Occidental team had very good field position, took advantage of it. But I think overall, from an overall standpoint, I think they probably played with more animation, more enthusiasm, more consistency than the University of San Diego. No question about that.
Occidental was not penalized much, turned the ball over once the entire game. They were well schooled, no question. 1st and 10. They're at the 21. And Monterosso, the other junior quarterback, they're looking at the San Diego bench. Bill Williams, 7th year as head coach. The team will drop to 3-1. Dale Widoff, big victory for him in his first year as head coach of Occidental. He'll even his record there. He's 29 years old. His record will be 2-2.
You know, and he didn't say very much at our meetings, did he, Dick? Yeah, all the assistants did most of the talking. He sat back there and listened and was very attentive and very cordial, very hospitable, but overall, he didn't say much.
Using up the clock. Seconds, the final seconds. Let's pick up the bench of Occidental. How happy they are. National TV to win a big one.
Come on, man. Come on, Danny. I want you to spend about 10 minutes with the people. But then I want everybody in that locker room. I want it.
That's it.
Happiness. Happiness is in the air.
Occidental College, 34. The University of San Diego, 20. Final score, and Dale Widoff on the shoulder. We'll be back. Hank Strand and myself.
What's wrong with the computer?
Tape drive. The Army's most technical skills are also the ones most in demand. But now if you qualify, there's a way to reserve the skill you want up to 12 months before you go in. It's called the Delayed Entry Program, and it guarantees you the training you want.
Okay, it's up.
In the Army.
If your confidence has suffered a shock,
Confidence. We install it at Sears.
right now get Sears heavy-duty shocks. They're on sale for only $8.88 each, installed. And save 25% on Sears SuperGuard steel-belted radials with a limited warranty for 40,000 miles.
At Sears Tire and Auto Centers, we give you more than a good deal. We install confidence. You can count on Sears.
The excitement of a college football upset, Division III style. Occidental 34, University of San Diego 20. Hope you enjoyed it. For Hank Strand, this is Dick Stockton saying so long. And right now, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York. Brent?
All right, Dick, we did enjoy